first, how the pressure was fed. But I know just what it feels like to have a voice in the back of my head. The face that I hold inside, face that awakes when I close my eyes, face that I watch every time I lie, face that laughs every time I fall. Everything, so know that when it's time to sink or swim, the face inside is hearing me, ready to meet my sin. Yes, I can, never know, looking over my back. Yes, I got whirlwind inside of my head. Yes, I got, can't stop what I'm living within. It's like the face inside is back. I need my skin. I know I'm facing me, point out all the mistakes I made. You got a face on the inside too. Your paranoia is probably worse. I don't know what set me on first, but I know what I can't stand. Everybody acts in the fact of the matter is I can't add up to what you can. But everybody has a face that they hold inside. Face that awakes when I close my eyes. Face that watches every time they lie. Face that laughs every time they fall. It watches everything. So you know that when it's time to sink or swim. Face inside is watching you too. Right inside your sin. It's like a paranoid looking over my back. It's like a whirlwind inside of my head. It's like I can't stop what I'm hearing within. It's like the face inside is right beneath the skin. It's like a paranoid looking over my back. It's like a whirlwind inside of my head. It's like I can't stop what I'm hearing within. It's like the face inside is right beneath my skin.
be mid-September, but maybe they can push it up and hurry it.
Is that the Southwest guys?
No, he's with the Iron County School District.
I wonder if I can call Southwest City to come on there and get them internet.
Maybe good.
Well, that's what we call them.
You're the big shot, man. You can make a move.
No. I didn't mean it that way. I'm not such a big shot. Why am I up here?
You don't care when it breaks your door. Say it's all you can take, but it takes some more. Cause I know what it's like to test fate. Had my shoulders pressed with that weight. Stood up strong in spite of that hate. Night gets dark, it's like before dawn. What don't kill you makes you more strong. And I've been waiting for it so long. Lights down, waiting for a light that never comes. I change.
I usually stick one out the.
I don't know how much crowd or how much.
Yeah.
It looks like there's.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Do you want to borrow mine?
Sure. Have you got a short cord too? Sorry? maybe we'll do one.
Sorry, I wanted to give you a hug. Good, are you excited about this? Okay. Watch 7 and 18. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's their senior year, and I'm like, get as much of it as possible. Jack is a receiver, and Charlie plays offensive defense. So you'll see us basically every play. Charlie's 7, Jack's 18. So you'll see him only on
A couple of friends I had at the
goes over there too. So Cedar is like full on.
I ran into her once before that.
I tried setting up for it, but it said it's too busy in the area. I guess to get Joshua earlier.
It's not. I got one other way to do this. I found out from my other friend. I'm not gonna mind you.
I'm signing up for a Postmates.
Then they cross over,
I figure I should do something.
and then it goes down.
If I'm not going to be working.
So it is like
Once I get this,
right to
Yeah. Everything's good. Yeah.
it's just hard to get something right. But nice thing is that's
Yeah, I was working at Home Depot. It's like, it's almost school year. I work for a week. Like I worked at I'm trying to get my gym heads done. So like I have psychology and what other stuff. Computer systems and information.
once in a while we get off.
Right down there. Yeah. I brought it up here real quick to say hi.
She came up to say hi.
Probably just after I had it.
only chance we got.
Yeah.
You know, for filming, is that
Right here or up there? No problem.
Spanish work too?
Yeah, my guy's up there for
Well, I don't think it'll be better for you.
plug in your extension. I should rather. Go ahead and put your stuff in it. By the way, you haven't figured this out yet. Your camera 1 and Owen's camera 2. Camera 3,
No express, faster than any virus. It's fear.
yeah, if you want to loosen up,
And when it comes to fear, you can either forget everything in one.
I'll do it after mine.
When you hold it up, we have to bring
Yeah, announcer, scorekeeper, and everything. I don't know. That's usually where Josh's dad films. So I don't know why they have you film there. You better call Josh or run down there and see what he wants you to do. Because I don't know. You have a pen? Yeah, I have I'm glad to be here. I'll tell you that.
Thank you, Dr. T, and thank you all for tuning in, and welcome to Cedar High School for tonight's high school football matchup between the Dons of Spanish Fork paying a visit, I should say, to Cedar. It's a beautiful night tonight, although it's quite hot here at Cedar High School, and opening night across the state of Utah. Dons hosted this Cedar team last year. Cedar went in there, Cleve Weaver, who joins me, and really stole one in Spanish Fork, huh?
Yeah, it's a close game, and Spanish Fork came out ahead on that one. The Reds look to rebound in the opener this year and see exactly what they've got.
We are coming to you over 590, 1077 KSUB, and we welcome those who are watching the video stream as well, which is available at ksub590.com. That's ksub590.com on the video stream. The video stream and the pregame are brought to you by JRI Insurance, your hometown partners for auto, home, and business coverage, committed to providing you with the very best products and the very best service. They're in the Providence Center here in Cedar City, also in Payson, Saratoga Springs, and West Valley. JRI Insurance Game of the Week we bring you on the video stream, and it's an exciting night. And as I say, Cleve, lots of games across the state of Utah, and I'm noticing a lot more video streams this year, as there's some folks that aren't going to be able to attend. Yeah,
a lot of people, the grandparents, will not be able to attend. They want to, but they can't. But it's a nice alternative for people that are in their 70s and 80s to be able to watch their grandkids and great-grandkids. But as we enter tonight, this is about the most normal thing any of us have done in 6 months as far as the schooling setting goes.
You know, it's really true. We finished up the basketball season last year, and just after that, everything hit and everything was shut down, and I'm sure that these students are anxious to get back in class, frankly.
I think they're just looking forward to seeing someone that's not on video or Snapchat or Instagram or something. They're looking forward to see someone live and in person.
Well, we had a chance to speak with Coach Josh Bennett of Cedar High School a little while ago before the game, and he's as excited as anyone. We'll send him back to the studio for our conversation with Josh Bennett.
Umpire Danny Parker, linesman Tim Welsh, line judge is Gavin Larkin, and the back judge is Casey Paisley. The sound reporter will be Roosevelt Anderson.
Side by side. Goes by my house at about 5 miles an hour.
The Spanish Fork Dons have won the coin toss and have elected to defer to the second half. That means the Reds will receive the football to begin the football game.
I heard him jump coming back. Because he's going to hurt himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you would please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem. Flag will be presented by Moitawa.
That is our national anthem, a recorded version from
Thank
the
you,
glaring
ladies and
omission
gentlemen.
tonight. Cleve, it's just not the same without a live Cedar High pep band, the finest pep band in the state of Utah.
Yep, absolutely. And just a little bit different tonight, but everything's a little bit different tonight.
Spanish Fork High School, and wish all players good luck in tonight's game. Both schools
Just about set to get underway here at Cedar High School.
The new statewide sportsmanship program.
And for Cedar High School, a sparse crowd as you might expect. They've taken the student section and spread it out, and plenty of social spacing here in the stands in front of us, but plenty of people very excited about the resumption of high school football across the state of Utah, Cleve.
Yeah, I think everybody's excited to return to normal. You know, running some problems with the virus thing. You know, Bingham had a ball game canceled the other night, but we did play the first football game of the entire nation last night up north. So Utah's doing their best to try to kind of forge ahead and work on things.
Spanish Fork is going to be kicking off. It is Austin Stevenson to tee things up. He'll be kicking northward. And Cedar set to receive. And I'm not seeing a number there, Cleve. Can you see that?
I cannot. The glare and
just the angle from me.
The angle and the
number 22 is Braxton Torres.
To return for the Reds.
He's the lone back.
Set to kick
for Cedar High.
Number 26, Austin Stevenson.
And the right-footed kicker Stevenson is just about set to go, and we will soon be underway. 88 degrees at kickoff time on your Elite door and window weather at kickoff. No breeze to speak of, and bright, sunny, and dry. High end-over-end kick is going to be taken at the 5, out to the 10, to the 15, cuts upfield to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, out to the 45, and up to the 48-yard line. A great return by Braxton Torres.
You know, when it first started out, it looked like they missed a few guys, and Torres just hit a gear and went around the outside of him and really made that play happen a lot on his own.
Cedar Red's in great shape. They're going to mark him actually out of bounds at the 46-yard line of Cedar, and that's where Cedar will begin. "46-yard line, the starting spot for Jaron Garrett and company. And the setback is Brinkerhoff. Man in motion, and the jet sweep given to that man, number 7, Charlie Cook. But flags fly, whistles blow right at the snap of the ball, and it's going to be an inauspicious start for the Reds.
Yeah, and Coach Bennett promised that there would be some double tight formations this year on a regular basis, and he started out in a double tight formation tonight.
Charlie Cook will split out to the right. And it's Garrett once again out of the gun. Cook in motion. And this time Garrett is looking to throw. He throws across the middle. It's hit by 2 Dawns and falls to the ground.
You know, Garrett has a great arm and does a lot of really good things, but you've always tell your quarterback to not throw the ball or pitch the ball when he's in the grasp already, or bad things can happen, and we nearly saw that tonight.
So back to the 41-yard line for Cedar. 2nd and 15 for the Reds. Reds with a wide receiver split each way, and as Cleve said, a double tight end set. The running back is Seth Brinkerhoff to the left of Garrett. Garrett back to pass, and it's thrown and dropped by the intended receiver, Colby White. So Cedar not looking too sharp on this first go-around.
No, a couple miscues here and there. Timing's off, a little nervousness. And to be honest with you, I think we'll see a lot of this tonight because these kids have not been allowed to have a lot of practice time as far as team goes.
Especially together, all together.
All together, maybe. Against a defense, never. So this is a whole new thing. This is probably the first, 3 plays that they've run live all year.
And a timeout is going to be called by the Reds. Timeout brought to you by Color Country Pediatrics. Time is important when your child is sick. Color Country is here to help with same-day appointments for sick kids at 55 East Canyon Commercial Avenue. Back in 1 minute.
Utah is a place to connect with loved ones, and JRI can help you ensure that connection by protecting yourself, your family, and your assets. JRI Insurance is a team of insurance specialists dedicated to providing the best possible products, pricing, and services available, including great rates for families with teens, with locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, West Valley, and Cedar City. JRI is proud to represent Utah's insurance company, Bear River Mutual. Visit us at jriteam.com.
The pass is complete to number 7, Charlie Cook. Then Charlie pitches out to Brinkerhoff coming around the right side, a little razzle-dazzle, and it's our first down.
We have a flag on the far side of the field, so we might be counting our chickens before they hatch right there, as I think we're going to get called back.
Apparently so.
An
ineligible man downfield. And so it's all going to come back, and the mark-off will go from the 41-yard line.
And moves the Reds back 5 yards.
And Cedar is going to have a 3rd and 20. So it all comes back, despite the excitement, And Cedar still looking to fire on all cylinders on a play here, Cleve.
Yeah, you know, it's a hard thing to get 11 guys doing the same thing at the same time. It takes a lot of time, and they have not had that.
Garrett with the running back Brinkerhoff to his right this time, back to pass, looking across the middle, pumps once, fires downfield, good coverage there, incomplete, and Cedar's going to have to punt the ball away. Intended receiver is Colby White.
Yeah, Colby White and Trey Payne right there with him as the punt team runs on the field.
So 11:25 on your State Bank scoreboard here in the first quarter of play. State Bank of Southern Utah, personal and business banking since 1957. Locations throughout South and Central Utah. And set to punt the ball away for Cedar is going to be number 45. That is Edgar Hernandez Hinojosa.
For the Dons, McKay Peary and Kate Olson.
Two setbacks for the Dons, standing on their own 23-yard line, now backing up closer to the 21-yard line. And standing on his own 22-yard line is Hernandez, set to punt the ball away. There's the snap. It's a good one. And the punt is a wobbly punt that's going to hit the ground right at the 30-yard line and roll. And it's, in the end, just as well executed as any. Cleve,
it was
back to the 12-yard line.
If you want a punt to land just right where someone can't catch it or they can't return it, that's exactly the way you want it. But it was not a pretty kick.
The results were impressive.
Very effective. The highlight of the night so far.
Which isn't saying much. The Cedar team didn't accomplish a lot on that first possession, only moved backward and trying to get the ship righted here as they go on defense. And there's a lot of folks out there, Cleve, that prefer in the game of football to start on defense. It's a little more of an instinctive approach to the game.
A lot of teams do.
And you can work out some of those butterflies. Spanish Fork on its own 12-yard line. And there's the snap, and the give is around the left side. Number 3 for Spanish Fork is Kate Olson. And he's knocked out of bounds after little or no gain, Cleve.
Yeah, not a lot of gain, kind of behind the post here for me as he started motion one way, came back the other way. Something a little different that you don't see a lot of time out of the spread that everybody seems to have gone to.
Quarterback for Spanish Fork is Zach Dart, a junior, wearing number 18. And he'll line up the Dons once again. Two wide receivers split out to the right, one to the left. And here's the snap and the give right up the middle. And getting out across the 15-yard line to about the 17-yard line is number 28.
Tayson Reed.
That's Tayson Reed.
He is tackled by number 48, Savai Dotson.
Savai Dotson there on the tackle from the defensive end position. On the right defensive end, they're running a 3-4-3 look with Kean Tolis in the middle, Trey Payne and Savai Dotson on the outside.
Not much time is clicked away. 10.5 minutes on your State Bank clock. And the Dons looking at a 3rd and 4. And once again, it's Dart, the quarterback, with a back to his left, looking to throw, fires it over into the right flat, incomplete. Intended there for number 3, Kate Olson, and good coverage.
Good coverage, good execution defensively. We'll see what the punt has to come as Jack Cook runs out on the field to receive that.
Jack Cook is going to be standing on the Cedar 40-yard line, and set to punt the ball away for Spanish Fork is number 26, it's Austin Stevenson.
Jack Cook in to return the punt for the Reds.
Ball marked on the left hash. It's 4th and 4 for the Dons. And Stevenson set to punt the ball away, standing on his own 4-yard line. It's a bad snap, but he's able to get the kick off. It's going to hit at about the 49-yard line, cross midfield to about the 49-yard line of Cedar, and that's where the Reds will take over for the second time in this ball game.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Reds.
And everybody hanging around that a little tighter than you like as a coach, as that might kick back and hit one of the Reds players.
That is the concern on a short punt like that. When coverage gets ahead of the punt, they'll mark the ball right at the 49-yard line of Cedar. 1st and 10 for the Reds. And looking to do a little better second time around, Cleve.
Yeah, it's going to take a minute. Everybody needs to be just a little bit patient.
Jack Cook and Charlie Cook split out to the right. Here's the give right up the middle to Brinkerhoff. He's across midfield to the 45, to the 40, banging ahead to the 37-yard line is Brinkerhoff.
Yeah, and Brinkerhoff really showing us what he can do. He's a player that's capable of it. As we can see him there. He looks like he's in good shape. Seth's a big kid. He tends to gain a little weight when he doesn't do much, but he's been definitely busy, and he's in good shape and ready to go by the looks of things today.
Splitting out to the left side this time is Braxton Torres along with Charlie Cook. And it'll be Colby White split out to the right. All eyes toward the sidelines as they pick up the play. And now Jaron Garrett and company will go to work. Brinkerhoff still the running back to the right of Garrett. Now Garrett looking to throw. He fires it into plenty of company. It's incomplete. Double coverage there, and it was intended for number 47, Trey Payne.
And in and out of the hands is Trey Payne. And I thought for a minute there that Torres was going to catch that one.
2nd and 10 for the Reds. The ball spotted at the Dawn 47-yard line. Jaron Garrett, the quarterback, of course, a 3-year starter for this Cedar team. And we'll say a little bit more about Jaron here in just a minute, Cleve. 2 to the left, 1 to the right, and the give right up the middle to Brinkerhoff again. He'll bang forward to the 35-yard line and then is driven back by the entire defensive squad.
Yeah, and as you see that, the Reds got a good first couple steps there, but then the offensive line stood up, and I'm sure that's something that Coach Courser will address when he has a chance to look at the film, because that is usually a unit that Coach Courser does a good job with, and it's not something you usually see them do inappropriately.
What I want to say about Jaron Garrett is that he's got one of those exceptional qualities for a high school quarterback where, instead of scrambling for his life, he's scrambling to look downfield and still to throw. This pass is incomplete, intended for Colby White out to the right. And Garrett gets up off the seat of his pants. But that's exceptional for a high school quarterback to have that kind of composure. And
well, he's courageous. He just stands in there and he takes getting hit over and over again, and he doesn't seem to be nervous about it. A lot of quarterbacks generally play there because they don't ever like to get hit. It doesn't seem to even faze Jaron one way or the other, whether he gets hit or not. He gets up and goes at it the same every down.
8:52 on your State Bank scoreboard, and a high spiral kick angled at the far sideline, and it'll go out of bounds at about the 9-yard line as best I could spot it. We'll see where they finally end up. Nope, they're going to bring it out outside the 10-yard line at the 12.
I would have guessed the other side about the 16, so I'll give you that one as far as guessing that one better. But, if we're playing the game of field position, the Reds are winning that. And when you play the game of field position, good things happen for you.
Yeah, it's all been on the Spanish Fork side of the field for the most part. And the Dons will take over for the second time in this ball game as well. As we said, opening night across the state of Utah, we've got a slug of games going on that we can update you on involving Southern Utah teams, and we'll do so throughout the ball game on your Rocky Ridge Landscape Rock Region Roundup. Man in motion for the Dons, and here's the snap. It's low, but the give is right up the middle. Trying to break to the outside is number 49. And that is
number 45
Gabe Ashworth. Excuse me, 45. I had 49. I promise his mother I'll get it right next time.
And
made by Brian White.
I think you're doing awesome because I can't read any of those names on there.
45 is Lucas Valentine. No, that's Well, there are 245s, and that's the root of my problem there.
Well, the root of your problem really is the
is the number
90,
7 font.
Is the 90 kids on the roster, and I'm going to say it's a 5 or a 6. It's not 7.
All right. Either way, Spanish Fork is looking at a 2nd and 8 with the ball spotted on their own 15-yard line. The quarterback is Dart. And here's the snap. Looking to throw. Fires across the middle. Behind. And
pass is incomplete.
Intended there for number 35. That's Jonah Turagavu.
A nice, big, athletic-looking kid there. The ball was just behind him. The Reds doing a good job on the pass rush there.
Good size is Jonah, 6'4", 220.
Matt Rowe, a sophomore, one of the bigger, stronger kids on the team, playing the nose for the Reds.
You're looking at a 3rd and 8, and Cedar looking for a Carter Creek Concrete defensive stop here. Carter Creek Concrete, your small quantity concrete supplier in southern Utah, located on Airport Road, anywhere from 1/4 to 2 cubic yards. Carter Creek Concrete to go. And here is the quarterback, Dart. The snap, he's rolling out to his left, looking downfield, fires, he's hit. It's a wounded duck, it's up in the air, but it's caught at the 48-yard line, and out of bounds goes number 3, Cade Olson. A great completion there on your first, that's your second. Cedar City Upholstery, first down of the ball game. See Cedar City Upholstery for automotive and home furniture, ATV, boat and equipment, seat sewing and repairs. Formerly Bobby's Upholstery, new name, same great people, and service at 454 North Main Street. 1st and 10 for the Dons at their own 49-yard line.
You know, when we were close enough on that one, I think the person that was most shocked that ball was caught was the receiver, because he didn't think he had it, and then he did.
Kind of had to slow down, reach back over himself to make the reception, but it was very well done, and the Dons are cooking now on a 1st and 10 at midfield. 2 wide receivers split out to the right, 1 to the left. Here's the give right up the middle and into Cedar territory.
Number 28.
Goes number 28.
Matt Rowe on the tackle.
Tayson Reed.
Matt Rowe on the tackle there with a little help from Peyton Murray.
On the play.
Our linebackers there, Ben Ellis.
Pickup of about 2.5 yards.
And
we'll call it 2nd and 7.
And number 24, Brian White, who's new to Cedar High this year. I believe he's from Las Vegas.
Once again, 2 out to the right, 1 to the left for the Dons. The running back to the left of the quarterback, Dart, and a man in motion. And here's the snap. Looking to throw his Dart. He fires it out to the right side. It's caught once again, and making one man miss and getting a first down again is Cade Olson.
And that Olson kid can catch the ball, and he.
Well, we saw him last year.
Yeah, he didn't catch a lot of. Or he doesn't get a lot of yards, but he does what he can to improve his position. And in that case right there, he was the reason his running after the catch is the reason they got the first down.
Another Cedar City Upholstery first down. They'll spot the ball at the Cedar 39-yard line. And Zach Dart will bring the Dons to the line on a 1st and 10 situation. This time they'll split 3 out to the left, 1 out to the right. And the running back left of the quarterback, Dart. Working out of the shotgun. Here's the snap and the give right over to the right side. A pickup of a couple of yards on the play. Reed, the ball carrier.
You know, one of the nice things that the Spanish Fork quarterback did on that one is he had a nice long read, and he made Trey Payne have to tackle him too, because he didn't know whether or not he had given the football.
Pickup of nearly 3 yards on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 7 once again. And the Dons come out with the same formation. 3 out to the left, 1 to the right. Working out of the gun, here is Dart. And the snap, looking to throw left this time. It's caught by Olson. He's got some blockers. He's to the 35-30, out of bounds, inside the 30 at about the 28.
You know, and
give him the 27, in fact.
That big old tight end out there, that's pretty much a screen pass if he can get by somebody right out there.
3-yard line.
We have a flag on the field. I wonder if it'll be
kind of back in the Don backfield.
Roughing the passer.
And it's going to go against the Reds, and so a mark-off comes after the catch. And that will give the Dons the first down. And they had it anyway. And then some, going half the distance to the goal. They'll put the ball down at the 9-yard line. Excuse me, that's the 14-yard line.
It will be first down and 10.
First and 10 for the Dons, and they are in business here against Cedar. The third possession was the charm for Spanish Fork. 5:17 left to go on your State Bank scoreboard here in the first quarter of play. Dart the quarterback, the snap, and the give up the middle. And picking up a couple yards, but then being turned back is the running back.
Matt Rowe on the tackle, again being assisted there by Ben Ellis.
By number 52, Matthew Villarreal.
Just waiting for him to turn so I can give you
two on the play.
number 45 once again, the ball carrier. And that has to be Clay Fellowall. 2nd and 8 for the Dons. They've seen this situation before, and they've been successful. They'll split 2 out to the left, 1 out to the right, and a man in motion. And here's the snap and the give right up the middle. Little room to run to the 5, into the end zone, hit at the goal line, but falls into the end zone for the touchdown. Number 45.
Clay
Felui, and he scores it. And the Dons are on the board. 6-0 Dons. And 4:16 left to go on your State Bank clock. And in to kick the extra point is number 26, Austin Stevenson. Here's the kick. It looks good. It is good. 7-0 Spanish Fork here with 4:16 left to go first quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute with the kickoff.
Spanish Fork on 7. Your Cedar Reds scoreless.
Oh.
Utah is a place to connect with loved ones, and JRI can help you ensure that connection by protecting yourself, your family, and your assets. JRI Insurance is a team of insurance specialists dedicated to providing the best possible products, pricing, and services available, including great rates for families with teens. With locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, West Valley, and Cedar City, JRI is proud to represent Utah's insurance company, Bear River Mutual. Visit us at jriteam.com. Utah is a
Chris Holmes and Cleve Weaver back at Cedar High School, where the Dons have drawn first blood. 7-0 Spanish Fork, and the Dons for the second time in the ballgame are set to kick off. 4:15 remains in the first quarter. And your Hermes drive-in scoring drive summary was all capped up by an 11-yard run by Clay Felui or Felual. The roster we've been provided has such small font, and it's a copy of a copy. Felui. I had it right the first time. So Spanish set to kick off, and here comes the kick. High end-over-end kick once again. It's going to be taken at the 6, out to the 10, 15, to the 20, and driven back at about the 23 is Braxton Torres.
A couple scores from around the region. Snow Canyon 42, Cypress 0 in the fourth quarter. Ridgeline 21, Pineview 14 at halftime.
On your Rocky Ridge Landscape Rock Region Roundup. For over 30 varieties and sizes of landscape rock, retaining block, paving, stone, garden soil, and mulches, so much more, see Rocky Ridge Landscape Rock at 500 North, 600 West. 1st and 10 for the Reds. Let's see if the third time is the charm for Cedar as they send 2 wide receivers out to the right and 1 to the left. And here's Garrett, the quarterback, keeping actually up the middle, faking the handoff to Brinkerhoff and cutting back toward the inside, picked up about 4 yards on first down.
In a well-executed play there, and a nice run by Garrett as he ran and then he kind of found a hole and then hit it a little bit harder.
Maybe closer to 3 when they finally spot the ball. 2nd and 7 for the Reds. Same formation. 2 out to the right, 1 to the left. And here is Garrett. And whistles blow, flags fly before the snap of the ball. It's going to be a mark-off against the Reds.
Penalty marker on the play is going to be a false start on the Reds. Moves the ball back 5 yards.
Another score, Desert Hills 6, Murray 0 in the first quarter.
It'll be 2nd down and 11.
You heard it, 2nd and 11 for the Reds as Garrett brings the Cedar team to the line. The ball spotted on the Cedar 21-yard line now. And Garrett working out of the gun with the running back to his right. Rolling to his right is Garrett, looking downfield, coming up into the pocket. Now he's going to tuck it away and run. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage and then pick up 2 yards on the play. He's out to the 25-yard line.
And for those of you interested in the Canyon View score, partway through the first quarter, Payson 6, Canyon View 6.
Okay, so all knotted up at the north end of town here at Cedar High School. It's Spanish Fork 7, Cedar nothing with 2:52 left to go on your State Bank scoreboard.
3rd down and 8.
3rd and 8 situation for the Reds, and Brinkerhoff will move over to the right of Garrett in the running back position. 2 out to the right once again, 1 to the left. Here is Garrett looking to throw once again. Up into the pocket. Now he's going to have to run once again. And he's hit, falls forward at the 26-yard line. Will pick up another yard on the play, but you're not going to get far with that kind of protection or lack of it, Cleve.
Yeah, and a lot of that is just timing, learning how to move your feet, work together. Sometimes when you're working in the offensive line, you have to pass one guy to the next guy. It's a unit that, for the most part, is back from last year, but there's always just a little bit of timing that comes into putting things together.
McKay Peary is number 5, and number 3 is Kate Olson, back for the Dons, standing on their own 40-yard line, and an opportunity here for the Dons to get some good field position. And the punt, running out to the right, thinks about tucking the ball away, and then in the end punts it away. A fair catch is called for and made by Olson at the 43-yard line of Spanish Fork.
A rugby-style punt there, and a nice idea. See if you could
If it
get
was there, go for it. If it's not, punt the ball away. It wasn't there.
It looks to me like he punts as well
on the run.
On the run as he does standing.
Yep.
With Chamberlain not on the roster, I believe, for a sophomore coming in and punting, that's a pretty good job.
1st and 10 for the Dons at their own 43-yard line, and there are a minute and a half left to go here in the first quarter. And the Dons will start with the ball marked on the left hash, a wide field out to the right toward the Don sideline. They'll send 2 wide receivers that way and 2 to the short end of the field as well. Here's the snap and the give right up the middle. Plenty of room to run to the 50, to 45, and forward to the Cedar 40-yard line is number 45. That's Feluai once again.
And for you kids watching at home, number 35 there in the middle, the reason you keep blocking the whole time is because if he does, that's a touchdown. But he quit blocking and said, oh, here, feel free to tackle my running back.
1st and 10 on the Cedar upholstery, 1st down for the Dons. The ball is spotted at the Cedar 40-yard line now. And the Dons will send trips out to the right, the wide side of the field. Single wide receiver out to the left, of course. And here's the snap to Dart. He's looking to pass again. Off across the middle. It's complete at the 35. Inside the 30-yard line to the 29-yard line is number 35. And that's Jonah Turagavu.
At the 29-yard line, the 1st down.
So another 1st down for the Dons. And looking to punch one in with under a minute left here in the first quarter. They'll either do so before the break, or they'll try to do so after. No pressure on the Dons.
Procedure.
And a procedure penalty will go against the Dons. Is that the first penalty of the ball game for Spanish Fork?
I believe it is.
It'll move the ball back.
Very disciplined up to this point. He came at the wrong time on a 1st and 10 situation with the ball inside the Cedar 30-yard line. They'll mark the ball out to the 34-yard line now, and the Dons will regroup. Clock continuing to run, 30 seconds and counting left to go in this first quarter. And two wide receivers will split out to the near side of the field, one on the top of your screen, and here's the snap and the give right up the middle once again, breaking to the outside, and inside the 30-yard line to the 29 is Clay Feluai once again.
The Reds doing a good job of not giving up a whole bunch of yards on that one. But the Dons were able to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
So there's the end of the first quarter after 1. Spanish Fork 7, Cedar nothing. We'll be back in 60 seconds with the second quarter of play.
Utah is a place to connect with loved ones, and JRI can help you ensure that connection by protecting yourself, your family, and your assets. JRI Insurance is a team of insurance specialists dedicated to providing the best possible products, pricing, and services available, including great rates for families with teens. With locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, West Valley, and Cedar City. JRI is proud to represent Utah's insurance company, Bear River Mutual. Visit us at jriteam.com.
And help them reach the highest levels of performance. Intermountain Sports Medicine, proud sponsor of the Cedar High.
Back at Cedar High School, Chris Holmes with Cleve Weaver on your JRI Game of the Week here on the video stream, accessible at ksub590.com. You can watch it, or listening along on Southern Utah's original radio station, 590, and now also heard at 107.7 FM. KSUB. Here's the snap, and Dart is looking to throw. He fires it over to the left side. It's caught, but it's going to go for a minus yardage. As stacked up there is number 35, Jonah Turagao.
And the Reds doing a great job there as far as swarming to the ball after the throw.
Turagavu, excuse me. And a couple yard loss on the play, Cleve, and it was just well covered.
Absolutely well covered. And the Reds doing a great job defensively of helping themselves out.
Dixie 7, Springville 6. 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter on your Rocky Ridge Landscape Rock Region Roundup. And Spanish Fork will come to the line with a 3rd and 13 situation. 2 split out to the right, the wide side of the field. 1 to the left, man in motion. Now 2 out to the left. And here's Dart ready to throw. Screen pass set up nicely, and a pretty good gain there by number 28. And that is Tayson Reed, and well executed on the screenplay.
Very well executed screenplay. If the Reds were blitzing on that, and if it had been anything but a quick screen, the Reds would have had them.
And had it not been for some penalties and loss of yardage, the Dons would have been in good shape, but as it is, they're looking at a 4th and 6, and I think they're going to go for it, Cleve.
And I think right here,
why not?
Most high school teams don't have a kicker that can kick it that far, and it's 6 yards, so why not give it a shot? I mean, they get it down, they're going to be, even if they turn the ball over right here, that's not real great field position for the Reds.
Trips out to the right for the Dons, and looking to pass his Dart. He fires it over to the right side. It's incomplete. Dropped by number 35. That's Reed. Excuse me, that's Turagavu. And the ball goes over to Cedar on possession.
And Colby White there on the coverage.
So Cedar with possession on downs. And the ball will be spotted on the Cedar 24-yard line.
yes, that's where they have it. And the sun's getting pretty tough out there for the referees and for the people in Spanish Fork stands.
And Jaron Garrett, as he tries to pick up the play on the near sideline, he'll send 2 wide receivers out to the left, 1 out to the right. The ball marked on the right hash. Here's the pass to the short side of the field. It's caught there at the 30-yard line. It's Colby White, number 2, with the reception pickup of 5 yards on the play, maybe closer to 6.
And Colby just there with that little hook play for the Reds. And forgive us if we repeat something. You've got to remember, if you're watching at home, we're also describing this for people that are just listening on the radio.
Same formation, 2 out to the left, 1 out to the right. Ball still at the right hash, and here's Jaron Garrett on a 2nd and 4. Garrett rolling out to his left this time, fires over. He's got a man open. It's Cook. Jack Cook with a little move, and he's out across midfield to the 49-yard line of Spanish Fork. Jack Cook.
And just a real slow cross play there as the defenders.
Slow to develop as well.
Yeah, and the defenders didn't know which one of the twins to follow, and they followed Charlie, and the ball went to Jack.
It'll be Jack and Charlie to split out to the right. A sibling pair at the wide side of the field. Here's the snap and the give to Brinkerhoff right up the middle. Boy, he is hit as he reaches the line of scrimmage and driven back. Forward progress will give him a yard on the play, but it was a hard-fought yard.
It was a hard-fought yard, and you know, if you watch high school football, there's been some changes the last few years as players and penalties have changed because people and the offense has spread out more, and you don't see the good hard low runners anymore, and you don't see the good hard low hitters, and everybody has to, because you're on a run all the time, so you have to kind of stay up and be able to see.
2nd and 9 for the Reds, and here's Garrett sending 2 out to the right side of the field this time. Fake the jet sweep, and Garrett rolling out to his right, looking downfield. He's got a man wide open, but I don't know if he can gather himself to throw it. He throws it into company, and he's lucky it wasn't picked off there.
And that's atypical for Jaron, because Jaron rolls well and sees well, and I just don't think that he could find Charlie down there to Charlie broke open early.
Charlie doing jumping jacks all the way down the far sideline.
Yeah.
But Jaron just couldn't connect with him.
Couldn't see him. I don't know what the problem was, but it's something that's not typical of Garrett.
2nd quarter of play, 7-0 Spanish Fork, and 9 minutes left to go here in the 2nd quarter on your State Bank scoreboard. Same formation. The Cook brothers will split out to the right, and it's Colby White split out to the left. And here is Garrett. And on a quarterback draw situation, now headed over to the right side of the field, and it's going to be a mess. Loss of about 4 yards.
A loss of about 4 yards, and the best thing Garrett did on that one was not take a direct hit.
Just sat down.
Yeah, just kind of, I'm done.
So it's going to be a 4th down situation, and Cedar's going to have to punt the ball away once again. Trailing it 7-0, the Dons out in front. And I believe it was Fellowi with that 11-yard run that put the Dons on the board. The kick by Austin Stevenson was good for the extra point, and that's
they don't have a return man.
No return man downfield, and here is the punt. It's another rugby-style punt that's going to get inside, right at the 10-yard line. I was going to say inside the 10, and then it died on me.
Wonderful punt there, and you got to be going, what?
Penalty flags up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, that definitely has to be a roughing the kicker, where that is.
So we'll see where that puts us. It was a 4th and 13 situation for the Reds. And
now they're calling procedure on the Reds?
Penalty is a false start on the Reds.
So I didn't see the penalty flag go down, but it's on the far side of the field.
Not for a long, long time, and now
we're going to have to do it all over again. And Spanish Fork with the heads up. Now they have 2 people back to receive the punt.
I think if you guys are paying attention at home, did they play that down with 9 players? Because I think they did. Defensively, you can do that because you don't have to worry about getting someone on the line of scrimmage.
High wobbly punt is going to hit, and it hit a Spanish Fork player, and Cedar has the ball.
We'll have to see how they mark it.
Hit number 1. Bo Murphy.
And they're marking it Cedar High's way.
And they're marking it Cedar High football.
That's why you get out of the way. You got to stay out of the way of that ball when you're on the return
Once
team.
again, it was a situation where the punt was shorter than the coverage expected. The ball hit and kind of checked back like a 9-iron or a wedge.
Like you want a wedge
it
to
hit the Spanish Fork Don player Bo Murphy, and 2 Reds were there to fall on it, and Cedar is in business here. And this is the furthest incursion into Don territory, I believe, at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Reds. 2 wide receivers split each way, and the ball right in the middle of the field. Jaron Garrett, the quarterback, will send a man in motion. That's Torres. Here is the pass across the middle into Company, and it's intercepted in the end zone. And the Dons are going to bring it out to the 5, to the 10-yard line. Comes number 4, Brad Stevens.
And ill-advised return there. He should have just nailed on it and taken it at the 20. We've got a flag on the far side of the field, and the Spanish Fork coaches are acting like it was on
against the Reds.
On Reds. Procedure again.
Refused, and it'll be Spanish Fork ball.
Spanish Fork football. At the 9-yard
Brad Stevens with the pick. And they bring the ball out to, they're going to mark it right at the 10. Closer to the 9. And so Spanish Fork takes over, but deep in its own territory. 7:09 left to go, second quarter. 7-0 Dons on your State Bank scoreboard. State Bank of Southern Utah, personal and business banking since 1957. Locations throughout South and Central Utah. And here is the quarterback, Dart, standing on his own 4-yard line. The snap and the give right up the middle. That is to number 45, once again, Clay Feluai, and he'll bring it out across the 10-yard line to about the 12 for a pickup of 3.
And Nathan Stubbs in for the Reds at that defensive end position for Trey Payne as Trey takes a break. You know, the interception, not what you want to have happen, but in the long run, that might be a very fortunate thing for the Reds, as they might get better field position than they may have otherwise.
6.5 minutes left to go here, second quarter. Dons lead it 7-0, and Dons with possession of the ball, 2nd and 7 on their own 11-yard line. Zach Dart, a junior, 6'1", 175, with the snap, and the keeper up the middle, and he's got nowhere to go. 3 Redmen right on top of him. They didn't bite at the fake at all.
And it was a poor fake and poorly executed. Something for them to work on in practice next week, as they'll see that in film. You know, from when I was a kid, when the first game film I ever saw was an 8mm, and then we went to videotape, to CD, to the way the kids watch film now on Huddle. It's
can watch it on the sideline during the game.
Yeah, I mean, Huddle is the greatest football program of all time, because it sorts everything for you, and you don't even have to do any work, and you can watch 50 plays in 5 minutes and examine them as a kid watching film.
3rd and 9 for the Dons after the loss of 2 yards. And 2 wide receivers are split each way once again. Here is Dart, ready to pass, fires it, and overthrows his intended receiver, number 35. That's Jonah Turagavu.
Yeah, and the ref looked like he was going to throw a flag there on Hardman. Then he chose not to. But I kind of wondered if they might get a pass interference call there.
There was a little bit of a bump there.
I think it was more the extended arm that he was looking at rather than the bump. I think they were okay with the bump. Then they thought, it doesn't matter.
4th and 9 for the Dons, and they're going to have to punt the ball away, and doing so deep in his own end zone.
Jack Cook to return.
About 6 yards deep, in fact, is the punter, Austin Stevenson. Jack Cook is standing on his own 42-yard line. And here comes the punt. nearly. They got a piece of it. Cedar got a piece of it, and it's going to be picked up at the 28-yard line. Charlie Cook getting a hand on it, and a big break for the Reds here with 5:06 left to go in the second quarter.
And Brian White, the new linebacker, picking that up and then trying to make something of it. And it probably should have been a face mask call as the Dawn defender grabbed the back of the helmet and threw him to the ground.
They'll mark it at the 30-yard line, so no gain on the return. But the Reds in business, 1st and 10 at the Dawn 30-yard line, and all eyes toward the sideline as Garrett picks up the play and sends 2 wide receivers to each side of the field. Here's the snap. Jaron Garrett to pass, fires it over to the right side. It's caught and hit hard by number 17, and that is Jeffrey Hernandez for Spanish Fork, 5'9", 155, and he put a lick on the Red.
You know, and this is right where you want Jaron Garrett. You've got a little less than 5 minutes left in the half. You've got second down, and Jaron's going to find a touchdown right here.
Same formation, 2 split each way, and here's Garrett in the gun. He'll give it right up the middle, and falling forward close to the 20-yard line is number 42.
Ben Ellis.
And that's Ben Ellis. Ben the junior.
And Ben will load too.
Some good action last year, Ben did.
Yep, he's a good ball carrier.
3rd down and 1 yard to go.
So 3rd and 1. And Cedar on a short yardage situation, and this time it's the Dons looking, and Dons are going to have to call a timeout. They've got one too many men out there. And the timeout brought to you by Color Country Pediatrics. When your child is sick, time is important. Color Country is here to help with 3 board-certified physicians, an excellent physician's assistant, and a very competent and friendly corps of nurses at 55 East Canyon Commercial Avenue. Back in 60 seconds, 7-0 Dons.
Utah is a place to connect with loved ones, and JRI can help you ensure that connection by protecting yourself, your family, and your assets. JRI Insurance is a team of insurance specialists dedicated to providing the best possible products, pricing, and services available, including great rates for families with teens. With locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, West Valley, and Cedar City, JRI is proud to represent Utah's insurance company, Bear River Mutual. Visit us at jriteam.com.
Third and 1 for the Reds, and here's Garrett with the keeper right up the middle, and inside the 30-yard line he goes. That's a first down. Your Cedar City Upholstery first down for the Reds.
You know, and Jaron not afraid to put his head down and go get a couple yards when he has to, and probably of guys on the field right after Ellis, he's probably the best north-south runner they have.
Fresh set of downs for the Reds, and the ball spotted at the 19. And Garrett and company will go back to work with 2 wide receivers split each way. The running back is Ellis to the right of Garrett, and the man in motion is Jack Cook. And the give, he faked me out, and it's Garrett on the keeper around the left side. Garrett inside the 10-yard line, close to the 6, as he totally took me for one there, Cleve.
Well, he totally took you for one, and then he took the Spanish Fork defender for a ride. You know, Garrett is a tough kid. He's a solid-built kid, and he's not afraid of contact, and he showed it there for those of you watching at home.
First and goal for the Reds with the ball. They're going to end up spotting the ball right at the 5-yard line. A good spot there for the Reds. Trey Payne back into the ball game. He'll line up at tight end on the right side. And the Reds are going to go with 2 backs. But first they're going to call a timeout by Spanish Fork. And we'll be back in 60 seconds. The Dons lead at 7-0 with 3:26 left to go in this half.
Southern Utah Mortuary, Southern Utah Physical Therapy, Southern Utah Title Company, Southern Utah Vision Care, Southwest Technical College, Safety West Incorporated, Tack and Go, the Bridgestone Firestone Tire and Auto, the Tire and Auto Center Goodyear, the Tire Company, Watson Engineering, and Wilson Orthodontics. We are extremely grateful during this pandemic that these sponsors are so generous with their donations. Please visit and shop local with these companies as they support our young men.
Brinkerhoff and Ellis both in as running backs. And they'll split a wide receiver each way and a tight end to the right for Cedar. Spanish Fork still making some substitutions. And will soon be set to go here. On a 1st and goal situation for the Reds at the Spanish Fork 5. Chance here for the Reds to even things up before halftime. Here's the snap to Garrett and the give to the second man through Brinkerhoff, and he is inside for the touchdown. Brinkerhoff on a 5-yard run, and Cedar is on the board.
And the spreads formation of or version of a power run there as Brinkerhoff follows Ellis into the end zone, bringing the score 7-6 for Spanish Fork, and Hernandez in for the kick. For a score from around the region, we've got Snow Canyon 42, Cypress 0. That's a final. In the 3rd quarter, Ridgeline 27, Pineview 21.
Number 45, Hernandez, in to kick. The ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. And we are tied up at 7 apiece. We'll be back in 1 minute with the kickoff. 3:20 left, 7-7 here at Cedar High.
Utah is a place to connect with loved ones, and JRI can help you ensure that connection by protecting yourself, your family, and your assets. JRI Insurance is a team of insurance specialists dedicated to providing the best possible products, pricing, and services available, including great rates for families with teens. With locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, West Valley, and Cedar City, JRI is proud to represent Utah's insurance company, Bear River Mutual. Visit us at jriteam.com.
Students and children attending this event must be in company of adult supervision at all times. Once again, if you are not in high school, younger than high school age, please stay with your parents. Thank you.
So we're looking at a 7-7 tie here at Cedar High. Still 3:20 left to go. Plenty of time for the Dons to answer back. And set to kick off is number 45, Hernandez Hinojosa. And here comes the kick. Low end over end kick is going to be taken at the 10. Out to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, and hit and falling forward to the 29-yard line is the ball carrier, number 3, Olson.
Tackle made by Till Hershey for the Reds. Spanish Fork takes over with the football on the 29-yard line.
The Reds with their defense on the field here tonight.
So Spanish Fork with the ball on its own 29-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Dons. And coming to the line, the Dons will go to work with 3:13 now left to go in the 2nd quarter. We're all knotted up at 7 apiece. 3 wide receivers out to the left, the wide side of the field. The quarterback is Zach Dart, and he will roll out to the left, looking downfield. Now tucking it away, and he's going to be hit short of the line of scrimmage and down for about a 3-yard loss. Who got him there, Cleve? Might have been Trey Payne.
Colby White maybe and Trey Payne. They were close.
Also over there was Savai Dotson. But it's a 4-yard loss for the Dons. The ball back at the 25-yard line now. And it's 2nd and 14 for Spanish Fork. 3 minutes exactly left here in the 2nd quarter of play. And it's a 7-7 score on your State Bank scoreboard. Here come the Dons to the line. They'll send 3 wide receivers out to the right, which is the wide side of the field. The ball marked on the left hash. Here's the snap, and Dart back to pass, fires across the middle. Man wide open. It's Olson, hits the umpire and goes down. A tackle by the umpire.
Parker, tackle.
There was not a red anywhere near that tackle.
No. And, the umpire, he's got a tough job. When I used to coach, we used to
just
use
making
him.
sure you don't get crunched is probably 90% of the priority there, isn't it?
We used to run a pass play that we used him to pick the defender. We cleared the area and then had our guy run as close to him as we could. The bigger the umpire, the better the play worked.
It is 3rd and 7 for the Dons. Tough luck there for Spanish Fork. And man in motion. And here's the snap to Dart. Looking to pass, fires it. It's caught. And it's short of the first down, I believe. They're going to mark him about a yard short. And the catch was made by Jonah Turagavu.
And a good thing that we're going with the mark on this side, because the guy on the far side.
On the far side had a first down, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, then and a little bit more. And so 4th down and short for the Dons. With this time left on the clock, you can't give the Reds a chance. You've got to punt it because Garrett can throw it into the end zone.
And indeed, a timeout is going to be called. You got one left, so why not? Spanish Fork takes it. Timeout brought to you by Color Country Pediatrics. Back in 1 minute with 1:43 left to go, second quarter. Tie it up at 7-7. Back in 60 seconds.
Young folks under the age of high school age, please stay in the stands with your family members.
Chris Holmes and Cleve Weaver at Cedar High School, where it's all knotted up at 7 apiece with 1:43 left to go here, second quarter. And the Dons with a choice, and they're going to go for it on 4th and 1. The ball is spotted at the Spanish Fork 38-yard line. An opportunity here for a Carter Creek Concrete defensive stop for the Reds, and that would give them another chance. Here is the keeper by the quarterback. I think he got it.
Yeah, that'll be a first down. You know, that's something out of the spread you don't see everybody do, is line up a guy in the backfield and run a quarterback behind 2 guys.
The 2 blockers in front of the quarterback, Dart, almost held him up long enough for Cedar to get to him, but just got the first down. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for Spanish Fork. 2 wide receivers each side, and here's Dart to pass. Looking downfield, caught, and he's going to be dropped. Dropped at the 33-yard line, a loss of about 7 or 8 yards.
That's is that Dotson the first? No,
Savai.
Leland Mays and Savai. Yep, Leland and Savai there on that first 2 guys there.
Timeout called Cedar.
So timeout is going to be called by Cedar to give themselves maybe a little bit of time to get the ball back. Back in 60 seconds with both teams knotted at 7 apiece. You're listening to the Cedar High Reds on Talk Radio 590, 107.7 FM, KSUB, and we're watching the JRI Insurance Game of the Week here on the video stream found at KSUB590.com. Here is Dart to pass. He had to pick the ball up off the ground. It's complete out to the 50-yard line. First down, and moving inside the 45-yard line is the receiver, number 6, Jason Gunter.
You know, and I don't know why that wasn't holding downfield, as you saw the big tight end for Spanish Fork basically holding our defensive back up in the air, so he couldn't go anywhere. And then he kindly let him go just in time to make the tackle. I think DeMille's enjoying his little battle tonight with their tight end.
1st and 10 for the Dons. Dart back to pass. Fires it over across the middle. He's got a man wide open, but overthrew him. It was Olsen.
You know, and that's a big throw, and it can hurt, but it's a hard one to make. When you're throwing the ball, 40, 45 yards downfield, not everybody makes those. Those guys that can make them all the time, they play on Sunday afternoons.
Zach Dart, a junior, 6'1", 175, and a pretty good arm shown there. But a little too strong this time as Cade Olsen couldn't quite catch up with it. 51.3 seconds remain on the State Bank clock, and it's 7-7. Still a tie here at Cedar High School as we approach halftime. Dons with the ball, 2nd and 10 on the Cedar 45-yard line. 2 out to the right, the short side of the field, and 1 out to the left, and a man in motion now. And here's the snap. Dart dropping straight back to pass. Looks like a screen pass, and he just had to unload as Cedar
and I think
put him on the seat of his pants, and they're going to call a quarterback roughing the quarterback there?
I don't know if they're going to go roughing the quarterback or intentional grounding. You can about take your pick on that one.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see.
Well, anyway,
either coach could have a case.
Yep, whichever he chooses, half the people will be upset.
Which, if you're a referee, I guess they're going to wave off the flag, and that makes everybody happy, I think.
Well,
because it could have gone either way.
It could have gone either way. I think it might make everybody mad, too.
All right. Maybe that's the job of a referee. 45 and a half seconds remain here until halftime. 7-7, still your score. It was an 11-yard run by Clay Feluai for Spanish Fork and the extra point, and it was a 5-yard run for Seth Brinkerhoff, as well as the extra point for Cedar. 3rd and 10 for the Dons. Trips out to the left, the wide side of the field toward the Don sideline. And here is Dart, the quarterback, rolling to his left and looking downfield. Dart fires it, and incomplete. And the penalty flag is probably going to go against White.
Yeah, it's probably going to. It probably shouldn't. I think our umpire or our referee should go tell him to pick that one up. Just like he came and told our umpire, our head referee, to pick his up.
Pass interference is going to go, nonetheless, against Colby White of Cedar. And that's going to keep the Dons' drive alive here with 38.1 seconds left to go until halftime. 7-7 tie, and the mark-off comes. They'll take the ball.
And maybe even a poorer choice by one of Cedar High's coaches to run out on the field and yell at him after that. The only thing that can happen there is something bad, and they're giving him
and now they're going to mark off the coach for being on the field unsportsmanlike. And so it's going to turn out to be
2 shots at the end zone. That's what that's
all the way down to the 15-yard line, and you're just handing the Dons a prime opportunity to put some points on the board here with 38 seconds left to go, with a lack of composure there on the part of Cedar.
Unforgivable on the part of a head coach, or on the part of a varsity coach.
So Cedar defense is going to have to go to work here, backed up to its own 15-yard line, and the Dons dart with the snap, and the pass is incomplete. Out to the left side.
And Spanish
intended
Fork.
There for Cade Olsen.
Yeah, and Spanish Fork had a receiver number 40, what is it, 43? 83, 89, all alone in that far corner.
2nd and 10 for the Dons with the ball at the Cedar 15-yard line after a double penalty. Pass interference, 15-yard mark-off, and then unsportsmanlike on a coach who went out onto the field to voice his displeasure. And
you can voice your displeasure, but you can't voice it on the field.
So here is Zach Dart with two wide receivers on each side of the field. The snap, and Dart looking to his left, fires it on the slant. It's caught in for the touchdown, is number 83, and that is Morley Bennett.
And Connor Hardman there on the coverage, or the lack thereof, depending on how you want to call that. But first first time they ran that play, he went deep into the corner, so Hardman slid out there with him. He faked out, went underneath Hardman, was wide open. Perfect pass.
So a 15-yard touchdown pass from Dart to Bennett, and the extra point on the way on your Webster's Orthodontics straight shooting extra point try here. Webster's Orthodontics for child and adult orthodontic care. Dr. Webster and staff are here to set you straight. At 415 North Main Street, there's the kick, and it is good. And that makes it 14-7. Back in a minute with the kickoff.
Scored after the touchdown. Spanish Fork 14, Cedar Red 7.
.1 seconds remain until halftime. Cedar with half a minute to see what they can do. Now trailing at 14-7 on your State Bank scoreboard. And your scoring drive summary brought to you by Hermes Drive-In, capped off by a 15-yard touchdown pass from Zach Dart to Morley Bennett for the score. Extra point good by Austin Stevenson on your Hermes Drive-In scoring drive summary. Hermes Drive-In, a Cedar City institution, newly remodeled, but with the same great menu you've come to expect. Burgers, sandwiches, drinks, and delicious ice cream, treats, and more in the heart of downtown next to Main Street Park. It'll be Stevenson to kick off to the south. And back to receive is Jack Cook. A squib kick is going to hit and roll out of bounds at about the 29-yard line on the far side of the field.
I think the Reds ought to make him kick that one again. That's one of their choices.
That is a choice.
Where it went out of bounds at the 35, or make him kick again, 5 yards back.
So they'll put the ball at the 35-yard line for the Reds, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Jared Garrett and company. It'll be White and Jack Cook split out to the left. Charlie Cook and Torres split out to the right. And the running back is Brinkerhoff. Back to pass is Garrett. Rolling out to the right now. Under pressure. And he's just going to run the ball out of bounds and stop the clock at 22.6 seconds. Loss of a couple of yards on the play. That's not really consequential.
4 yards on the play of the 30.
Not much time lost, about 4 seconds.
We'll see if...
Actually, closer to 7 seconds.
We'll see if the Reds have something they can do here. We've already seen their little...
little pass and pitch.
Pass and pitch play.
Mm-hmm.
Cedar High used to run against you back in the old days.
With success, you can be sure. The ball is caught by Torres across the 40-yard line to the 42.
That's clear back in the day when I used to leave the game at halftime to run to the Easy Shop to play Asteroids.
The ball is going to be marked at the 42-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Reds. And a timeout is called. We're going to keep it right here. 16.5 seconds remain till halftime. And the timeout brought to you by Color Country Pediatrics. When your child is sick, time is important. Color Country Pediatrics is here to help with same-day appointments for sick children at 55 East Canyon Commercial Avenue, just off North Main Street in Cedar City.
Hey, and Canyon View with a 20-6 lead at 6 minutes left in the second quarter on the other end of town.
On your Rocky Ridge Landscape Rock Region Roundup, plenty of games going on and plenty of games involving Southern Utah teams. Milford at home.
Milford at home.
Against,
Milford winning.
Winning today.
Winning.
They played early, didn't they?
Well, no, they're playing right now, but they're beating South Summit, who's number 2 or 3 ranked team in 3A. And Milford, of course, the smallest football playing school in the state. They're a small 1A school and playing 2A football.
With great success, we might add.
Well,
year after
I'll
year.
tell you what, those kids that they have over there right now, I coached their dads when I was there, and they are athletic.
Same formation, 2 wide receivers each way. The pass is complete to number 13. That's Seth Brinkerhoff. Pick up, a loss of maybe a yard. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage.
Duchesne up 2-0 on Enterprise.
And that's going to be the half, as Cedar was unable to get
The refs haven't stopped. Oh, now they're going to call it dead.
It's going to be halftime. It's 14-7 is your halftime score, and it's time for your Halftime Smile Report, brought to you by Dr. Ryan Gunn and All About Smiles Dentistry. A beautiful, healthy smile for life starts with the right dentist. Dr. Gunn and All About Smiles provides the most comfortable, current, and affordable dental care possible at 409 South Main Street in Cedar City, and a great booster of Cedar High sports, Dr. Ryan Gunn. Well, not many smiles in the Cedar locker room here at halftime. A lot of nerves, really, in that first half, and kind of slow to get going.
Kind of slow, a little sloppy. The Reds looked good there for a minute. They lost their composure right near the end of halftime, both on the coaching standpoint and the player standpoint, as we had penalties. You know, that last touchdown is 100% wholly and completely on penalties, as you give a team 30 yards on one play, and you're going to really put yourself behind the 8 ball. And, you know, the coach is going to go in and apologize, but there are some things in this world that you cannot apologize for. And I'm
that's pretty tough.
I'm here to tell you that's one of them.
All in all, a great defensive effort on the part of Cedar, but it's awfully tough when you're backed up against your goal line like that. And give Spanish Fork credit. There were several times during that particular drive where it looked like they weren't going to get anywhere, and they just kept plugging away. They came away with 7 points.
They were calm. They were composed. They stayed right at it. A big score: Kanab 50, Monticello 0 in the first quarter.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. That's about all anybody can say about that.
We're at halftime here at Cedar High School, 14-7. Dawn's out in front, and it's my favorite time of the night. The shadows have taken over across the field, and the lights are just beginning to take effect. But the sun's still shining on the red and green hills to the east of us, and it's a beautiful sight
still
here
just a little
at Cedar
warm.
High School. Still just a little warm, indeed. We got up to mid-90s today, and it hasn't tailed off much. It was 88 degrees at kickoff. We will pause for an extended break here at halftime and be back with more at Cedar High School. Dawn's lead at 14-7 on your JRI Game of the Week on the video stream, and Cedar High football on KSUB.
Once again, the Cedar High cheerleader. Ladies and gentlemen, in the year of uncertainty, Molitawa is thrilled to be here performing tonight. Although auditions, practices, camp, and life as we know it has been different, this team has worked harder than ever with the daily reminder that nothing is guaranteed. These dancers are ready to take on a year like no other. Tonight, Moe is performing their palm routine learned at camp. Molitawa is coached by Brittany Corey, assisted by Camille Palmer and Sydney Mortensen. Once again, that's your Moitawa. Welcome back to the hill, the Cedar High cheerleaders.
Chris Holmes along with Cleve Weaver here at halftime, and the Dons lead at 14-7 at intermission. And Cedar High's Mohetawa performing just a moment ago. Now the Cedar High cheerleaders out on the field. But I'm still missing the finest pep band in the state of Utah. It's just not the same without the Cedar High pep band in the stands playing.
They're great, but sometimes, you know, when you're coaching and you're on a timeout, sometimes old Steve Schertz used to forget that we were actually here to win the game and not to exclusively hear him play, and it was kind of difficult at times. And so
to communicate.
I don't know that. You know, we always enjoyed kind of joking that, hey, at least our band's better than theirs before we started the game. But
right.
They might be enjoying the break from the band tonight.
The coaching staff, that is.
Yeah.
Cedar here at halftime, trailing at 14-7, and Cleve, plenty of challenges for teams. Not the least of which is just to be able to get together with the present situation being as it is.
Well, you know, you think about it. When they went to lift weights this summer, every kid on the football team had to have his temperature taken before he could go into the weight room. You know, you think about the amount of man hours that takes. I mean, it's a lot easier than how you and I used to get our temperature taken, but it's still time consuming just to let that computer reset, making the kids wear face masks while they lift, cleaning the weight room in between your sessions, all kinds of things that are going to affect us here with the COVID-19. It's kind of an interesting time to be a teenager. I mean, you know, you kiss a girl and your parents find out because you get the corona. You know, had a nephew open a mission call, and just after getting off quarantine, and my sister, bless her heart, I think she believed him when he told him he hadn't been kissing that girl that also had corona. But sometimes as parents, we want to believe what we want to believe, and that's okay. But a different time to be a kid for sure.
And a challenge because there's a lot of these young men who are looking at opportunities like a Jaron Garrett, like a Jack Cook, and others.
Trey Payne. But,
you know, the challenge of being able to put in a full season and be seen.
To put enough plays on tape that someone can see what you can do. You know, and we as we start school here, you know, I'm not so much an ardent believer in the mask, but as a school teacher, they're asking us to wear a mask or a face shield. I'm going to wear a mask or a face shield, and I hope all the parents out there, you know, have their kids do it too. You know, we don't know for sure it'll help. We know it won't hurt, but you know, everybody needs to wear the face shield. They need to follow the new traffic patterns in the halls at school.
Yeah.
We have one-way hallways at our school as mandated by the state. And so there's a lot of more rules and a little different things. And we hope that everybody chooses to follow and help out and help our community and help these kids stay on the football field, stay on the volleyball court, stay on the cross country. I mean, even the golf kids, you know, this is an important time for them, and we need to do our best to maintain the safety of everybody so that kids can continue, so that we don't cancel seasons, we don't cancel games.
Beautiful scene for those of you watching on the JRI Insurance Game of the Week, the video stream, available at ksub590.com. As the lights just begin to take effect here at Cedar High School, you're looking at the visitor stands across the way.
And the football field's probably never looked better because
it's terrific shape.
It didn't have
a lot of wear.
It didn't have the wear on it. In fact, all the grounds look great. If you go up there, the football practice field's never been in better shape. The soccer field, because the soccer being called off in the spring, you know, usually we get out on them way early in the spring and beat them down and kill them. But Mike Holyoke to be commended for his good work out on the fields, as every piece of grass that you can see that we play on looks fantastic tonight.
We mentioned JRI Insurance underwriting our video coverage of this ball game. JRI Insurance, your hometown partners for auto, home, and business coverage, committed to providing you with the very best products at the very best prices with the very best service in the Providence Center here in Cedar City. Also locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, and West Valley. Cleve Weaver, you were looking at the Milford score a moment ago.
Yeah, I was looking at the Milford score. I was looking at a few other scores. Beaver up big. Beaver up big on Grand. I believe that score was 41-0. Partway through the quarter, we have Snow Canyon 42-0 over Cypress in a final. We got Ridgeline 42-38 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter against Pineview. Scrolling down here a little ways, we got Desert Hills 12, Murray 0. We've got Enterprise 7, Duchesne 2. We got Millard 19, Emory 12, Beaver 48, Grand 0. Let's see, going down a little more here. Let's see, what else do we have? Crimson Cliff 7, Manti 0, Kanab 56, Monticello 0, just for half.
Did you mention Parowan at Juab tonight?
I saw the score. When I looked at it, it was 14-7 for Juab, who is the Reds' next one. Milford 32-13 over South Summit. Dixie 15, Springville 12. Let's see here. I missed the Hurricane score.
Hurricane at Richfield to open up the season tonight, right?
Yeah, and Richfield is winning that one, but I can't tell you the score. Canyon View 20, Payson 0 at the half. Juab 13, Parowan 7
That's
at the
a halftime score.
Let's see. Richfield's got to be right here somewhere.
We are at halftime here at Cedar High School, and the Dons lead it 14-7. On your Rocky Ridge Landscape Rock Region 9 Roundup, as we try to bring you as many scores as we can here at intermission. Rocky Ridge Landscape Rock, with over 30 varieties and sizes of landscape rock, retaining block, paving stone, garden soil, and mulches. So much more. See Rocky Ridge Rock at 500 North, 600 West in Cedar City. And a beautiful view here at Cedar High School. It always is.
It'd be a little better if we had some rain in the last.
Maybe so, yeah. It has been hot.
Has been hot and dry, and probably as little rain in the summertime as we have ever had.
We are going to go ahead and take another 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the second half of tonight's ball game.
Utah is a place to connect with loved ones, and JRI can help you ensure that connection by protecting yourself, your family, and your assets. JRI Insurance is a team of insurance specialists dedicated to providing the best possible products, pricing, and services available, including great rates for families with teens, with locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, West Valley, and Cedar City. JRI is proud to represent Utah's insurance company, Bear River Mutual. Visit us at jriteam.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we ask you to please practice social distancing when possible. Pre-high school students and children attending this event must be in company of adult supervision. Also,
Chris Holmes along with Cleve Weaver here at Cedar High School, and we're at halftime, winding down. Both teams back out on the field. They put a little bit more time on the clock, however.
Yeah, they put that extra 3 minutes.
Pineview and Ridgeline going at it. And that score, they're in the fourth quarter. That game started at 5 o'clock, and it's at Westlake High School. At Ridgeline 42, Pineview 38, and that's in the fourth quarter of play.
And I found that Hurricane score, 14-7 Richfield for Hurricane.
14-7 over Hurricane.
Yep.
Richfield leading the ball game once again here at halftime, just about set for the second half of this ball game. Spanish Fork will receive to start the second half, and they lead it 14-7 with a touchdown with less than a minute to go. A 15-yard strike from the quarterback Zach Dart to number 83, Morley Bennett. Little slant play, wide open.
Gave him a little out, went in, and it was there.
Yep, and the extra point by Stevenson was good, and that made it 14-7 just before halftime. Jaron Garrett, the quarterback for Cedar, third-year starter, and hoping to make some noise here in southern Utah, where perennially the St. George teams sit at the top of the region standings, and this is an opportunity for the Cedar High team here in Region 9. Cleve?
Yeah, it's been a few years since the Reds were at the top. There have been times when the Reds have been better than the schools down there. You know, it's a numbers game. Steve Hutchings, who's the defensive coordinator at Beaver High and longtime head coach there, he says you want to be close to the biggest school in your division every year.
Yeah.
And Beaver is.
Yeah.
And they like right where they are. They don't grow much. They don't shrink much. And, you know, with the St. George schools, their population is just growing. Like
they're the biggest of the 4A schools, yeah.
Absolutely.
And if they were along the Wasatch Front, might be 5A schools.
Yeah, if they weren't 200 miles from Utah County, they would be 5A schools. But
Cedar,
then who would we play?
Cedar set to kick off, and it's going to be number 45, Edgar Hernandez Hinojosa. Will tee it up on the 40-yard line, kicking to the south, and the lights have taken effect here almost fully. Back to receive for Spanish Fork. And number 3, of course, is Cade Olson. And my binoculars have fogged up. There's the kick. And it's taken out to across the 30-yard line to the 35, close to the 36. They may mark him at the 37-yard line. Peary, the carrier, and they'll mark him right at the 35, it looks like. 1st and 10 for the Dons. They lead at 14-7 here as we are just underway in the third quarter of play.
Turns out to the 35-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for the Dons.
Spanish Fork with the ball at its own 35-yard line. And here is Dart working out of the shotgun. He'll carry off the right side on the keeper, hit from behind, and fall forward for maybe a yard on the play.
Nice pass rush there by the Reds. Front three as they're playing a 3-3-5 defense out there today with just one nose guard and two defensive ends. Trey Payne chasing him down from the near side of the field to the far side of the field, as Peyton Murray is there in the middle of the field calling the plays.
Dart, the quarterback, sending trips out to the short side of the field this time. And here's the snap and the give right up the middle. And little or no gain by number 28, Tayson Reed.
Tackle made by Savai Dotson. Gain of a yard on the play. 3rd down.
And the Reds playing a little corner by committee there, as Tel Hershey in the game, probably the 5th or 6th corner to play that position for the Reds.
Quarterback is number 14. That's Jacob Tulagavu. And I apologize for that. I didn't see that he'd come in. Left-hander slings it over to the right side. It is complete at the 40-yard line. Nope, it falls incomplete on the far side of the field. Tough to spot there. But it's going to be 4th and 9 for the Dons. So set to punt for the Dons is Austin Stevenson, and back deep for the Reds is going to be Jack Cook, standing at his own 22-yard line. And here comes the punt. Penalty flags fly. It's going to hit and check up at about the 32-yard line, where it will be downed by the Dons, and we'll see what the penalty flag is.
We're going to have a procedure on the Dons.
The 31-yard line.
So we'll get a re-kick out of that, I believe.
10:18 left to go here, 3rd quarter. Dons lead it 14-7. Opening night across the state of Utah. And just about every high school, with maybe the exception of 2, participating. 2 of them played last night. Was it Davis?
Davis and Harriman.
And then a couple of teams scheduled to play, but were not able to.
Yeah.
That's Bingham and trying to remember.
Bingham and American Fort? No.
So a COVID outbreak on Bingham postponed the start of their season. So it's going to be a 5-yard mark-off. And Spanish Fork will have to punt again. Jack Cook will move up to around the 31, 32-yard line of Cedar. And Spanish Fork getting an 11th player on the field. And we're set to go again. Stevenson standing on his own 18. Here's the punt. A low spiral punt is going to be fielded by Cook, and he's across the 40 to the 45, breaks it back to the inside, and he's knocked down at the 47 or so yard line.
Point is taken by Jack Cook.
A nice
Gutsy
run by
move
Cook.
right up the middle. Picked up 10 yards or so.
And Cook, a solid built kid, spent a lot of time in the weight room. He's not exceptionally tall, but he's pretty fast and quite strong.
1st
and 10 for the Reds with the ball at the Cedar 48-yard line. And Cedar looking to equal the score here, trailing it 14-7 at the hands of the Dons. Spanish Fork, the south end there of Utah Valley.
Near your hometown.
Near my hometown of Springville. And here is the give off the left side to Brinkerhoff after the jet sweep fake. And it's a nice pickup of 3-4 yards on the play. And it looks like there's a penalty flag down, Cleve.
Yeah, a little fold blocking there, and we'll see who the penalty's on.
At the 49-yard line.
That's in one of those places you can't tell for
Here
sure.
comes the indication. Face mask is going to go against the Dons, so a break here for the Reds. That'll bring up a 1st down on a
On the second penalty of the night for the
second penalty of the night for the Dons, they played a pretty clean ball game.
they have that one's going to hurt them, and that's in a strange place for a 15-yard face mask penalty.
Yeah, 15-yard Markov takes it down all the way to the 34-yard line of Spanish Fork, and Cedar with a new set of downs here on your Cedar City Upholstery first down. Two wide receivers split each way. Brinkerhoff the back to the left of Garrett, the quarterback. Here's the snap, and Garrett with a quick pass to the left side, caught by White. He's to the 30, close to the 25-yard line, and close to another first down.
He's got a bounds by number 17, Jeffrey Hernandez.
But 2 yards shy of it, 2 or 3 yards. Pickup of 7 there. And maybe not as close as I thought he was, being on the far sideline. 9.5 minutes remain here, third quarter. Spanish Fork leading 14-7, and Cedar with us, 2nd and 3. And to give right up the middle to Brinkerhoff, and he has the first down as he moves inside the 20-yard line.
You know,
nice piece of running there by Brinkerhoff.
With Reds' experience up there on that front line with Corser and Tolis and Nelson and some of those guys, they ought to be able to just put their heads down and go helmet on helmet and drive them. And Brinkerhoff, a good runner.
I just like the way he's moving so far with what I've seen. Hits the hole fast, runs downhill. Here is the keeper by Garrett. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and little or no gain there.
You know, and Brinkerhoff saw time on occasion as a sophomore, but you can really tell the difference.
Yeah.
In his maturity and his growth. And he's a kid that matured early, too, but I think his mental maturity has caught up with his physical maturity.
2nd and 9 for the Reds with the ball on the 18-yard line, rather, of Spanish Fork. And eyes toward the Cedar sideline for the play. Being signaled in by the Cedar coaching staff. And Jaron Garrett goes back to work with Brinkerhoff to his left. Here's Garrett to pass. He's got Brinkerhoff. It's caught at the 15, 10, 5, and Brinkerhoff close to the goal but knocked out of bounds at about the 4-yard line.
Nice catch and run there by Brinkerhoff. Once again showing that senior composure and leadership that they need.
Trey Payne back into the ball game, as well as Ben Ellis on a substitution.
And one of the things that is a problem that probably no one knows is each of these kids have to provide their own water and their own water bottle for the entirety of the game.
First and goal for Cedar at the 3. And double backs once again for the Reds. That's Ellis and Brinkerhoff, and the give is to the second man through. Brinkerhoff hitting the outside, can't quite get the goal. Pickup of maybe 1.
A long way for not much gain.
Yeah, a lot of east and west and not a lot of north and south.
And those of you watching at home, your picture is far more clear than our view from where we are. So enjoy your view of the game as one of the Cook boys is looking right at you there.
White split out to the left. Here's the gift to Brinkerhoff once again. He's hit again at the line of scrimmage. And getting in there to make contact is number 28, Tayson Reed. And little or no gain once again.
And one of the things that's deceptive about lining up so deep in the backfield is it looks like you've made great gains and sometimes you have not.
The ball, nonetheless, is at the 1-yard line. So they gained something. And we'll see if Cedar can punch it in on 3rd down. Here's Garrett to pass, fires it over into the corner. It's caught, and a touchdown. Touchdown, Colby White with the reception.
And Colby, an excellent receiver with a lot of experience here, too.
So Cedar, with 6:40 left to go,
looks to even
scores the touchdown and looking to even it out with the extra point try here. And the extra point is good. 14-14 here at Cedar High with 6:40 left, third quarter. Back in a minute with the kickoff.
Utah is a place to connect with loved ones, and JRI can help you ensure that connection by protecting yourself, your family, and your assets. JRI Insurance is a team of insurance specialists dedicated to providing the best possible products, pricing, and services available, including great rates for families with teens. with locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, West Valley, and Cedar City. JRI is proud to represent Utah's insurance company, Bear River Mutual. Visit us at jriteam.com.
Hermes Drive-In scoring drive summary. It was all capped off by a 1-yard touchdown pass from Jaron Garrett to Colby White over in the left flat. And the kick was good by Hernandez to make it 14-14. That's your Hermes Drive-In scoring drive summary. Hermes Drive-In, a Cedar City institution, newly remodeled, but with the same great menu you've always come to expect. Burgers, sandwiches, drinks, and delicious ice cream, treats, and more in the heart of downtown next to Main Street Park. Hermes Drive-In. And once again, the ball carrier to the 30, 35, 40, out close to the 45-yard line is number 5.
Excellent return there for the Dons.
McKay Peary once again carrying the ball on the kickoff return, and he's got the Dons in good position at their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10. 6.5 minutes remain here, third quarter. We're all tied up at 14 apiece here at Cedar High School. Spanish Fork will send 2 wide receivers each way. And here is the snap and the give on the jet sweep to Olson. Now looking back the other way for running room, and he's going to lose about 3 or 4 yards on the play. Nicely done there to string it out by Cedar.
Yeah, Trey Payne on this side really did.
I mean, not only took the edge away, but kept the backside intact as well.
Yeah, the front 3 there really did a nice job, and they're all 3 kids that can run. Matt Rowe about 225, but really an athletic kid and really can run. And Trey Payne and Savai have been there the last couple of years, and so the Reds are looking pretty tough. And their 6 in the box are solid.
Loss of a little less than 3 yards on the play. We'll call it the 42-yard line for Spanish Fork. 2nd and 13. Olson is in motion. Back to pass is Dart. Fires it across the middle. Got a man wide open. Caught at the 30. Inside the 25 to the 20-yard line. Nicely done there by the Dons.
Yeah, and that's the big 35 that I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah, Jonah Turagavo.
Jonah, how about they'll have to be happy with Jonah.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dons at the 21-yard line. And the Dons looking to tack a little bit more on and move back out in front. Tied 14-14 at the moment with 5.5 minutes left to go on your State Bank scoreboard. State Bank of Southern Utah, personal and business banking since 1957. And the Dons with twin wide receivers each way once again. And the quarterback, Zach Dart. The junior sends a man in motion. And here is the give on a little counter play up the middle, breaking loose inside the 15, inside the 10, to about the 7-yard line is the ball carrier.
Number 22.
1st and 10 for the Dons, or I should say 1st and goal for the Dons, with the ball spotted at the 7-yard line.
Goal for the Dons.
And I believe the running back on that play was
28.
Number 28. That was Tayson Reed. And he remains in the backfield to the right of the quarterback Dart. 2 wide receivers each way once again. And here is a penalty
They all
flag
moved
thrown.
a little too fast.
And it's going to be procedure against Spanish Fork. That'll be 5 yards.
A nice shot
remain
there
1st and goal.
Of our referee, Gene Van Orden.
Remains 1st and goal.
4.5 minutes now left here, third quarter. 14-14 at Cedar High School on opening night across the state of Utah. And it sure is good to be back
doing something normal.
Doing something normal at a specifically watching a high school football game. First and goal for the Dons. But the ball at about the 12 now. And once again, whistles and a penalty flag thrown.
On the play is a delay of game.
A delay of game. And the penalty flag came from the deep man. And it's his job to keep the clock, I guess.
He's the clock keeper.
Yep.
He has
So another 5 yards.
He has the least initially to watch. He doesn't have to watch them moving on the line of scrimmage. He doesn't have to watch whether they line up on sides or if there's enough of them.
And here's the snap, and rolling out to the right is Dart. Looking downfield, fires into the end zone, in and out of the hands of Olsen, and a penalty flag comes down late.
Penalty marker on the play.
It's out on the far side. It's going to be a pass interference one way or the other.
I'm seeing a Spanish Fork lineman that's pretty far downfield, number 53.
That might be it right there. Ineligible receiver downfield.
So we're going to have to wait for the indication.
I think you're right, Chris.
Yep, that's going to be it. Number 53 with the infraction. I thought that's too big a man to be that far downfield. The penalty flag was thrown right at his feet as if to implicate him. So Spanish Fork headed in altogether the wrong direction after reaching the 7-yard line in a 1st and goal situation. But still plugging away in this Dawn team. They showed us what they were made of just before halftime.
I don't think they'll quit on this one.
Dart will send 2 out to the right, 1 to the left, and a man in the wing position. He's in motion over to the right side, and here is Dart rolling to the right, looking to pass. Fires it. It's caught inside the 10-yard line, but he caught it out of bounds and ended up dropping the ball, I think. Penalty flag in the defensive backfield over on the far side.
This camera sure does a lot better job of picking up the light out there than my eyes do.
Morley Bennett.
That's age, Cleve. And once again, it's an ineligible man downfield. And for the 4th play in a row, Spanish Fork is going to be moved back another 5 yards.
And that's 3 ineligible receiver downfield penalties on the night. That's a season worth for most teams.
That has got to have the coaching staff concerned, because this Spanish Fork team played a really clean first half.
They really did.
As far as penalties
As far as discipline goes, they were far more disciplined than the Reds were.
It's 1st and goal, believe it or not. The ball is at the 27-yard line. Man in motion once again. And a running back to the left of Dart. Here's Dart, straight back to pass. Looks a lot like a screen play, doesn't it? And Cedar sniffs it out pretty well. There's going to be a pickup of 3 or 4 yards on the play, but all in all, it was well played defensively.
Well played defensively. Trey Payne felt no one blocking him and decided.
Said, hey, there's got to be something going on.
Decidedly quit rushing.
And goal from the 20.
So it'll be 2nd and goal with the ball at the 24-yard line.
I think with them running that screen play out of the backfield, the linemen don't think they have to block as long, but they've got to block to set up the play.
Yep.
To make the linemen not know that it's a screen.
2nd and goal for the Dons from the 24-yard line. Trips out to the right this time for the Dons. And here's the snap. Looking to the right is Dart. He fires it up. It's caught, and then the ball comes loose, and I think it was caught in the air by Cedar. Number 7, Charlie Cook. So it was caught by number 35. That's Jonah Turagavo. And when he was hit, the ball popped up, and without it touching the ground, it was caught by Charlie Cook.
It was nice play on that far sideline.
So the interception by Charlie Cook, it comes with 2:12 left to go in the 3rd quarter, and Cedar with the ball on its own 20-yard line, it looks like. And the give off the left side. No room there for Seth.
You know, it's always funny when they don't gain any yards. Everybody always wants to yell at the line, but about half the time when I was coaching, they'd yell at the line. It'd been the running back running to the wrong place. I don't know that that's the case tonight, but it's always entertaining to me to listen.
That sounds like a lineman's excuse, Cleve.
Lineman, line coach. Hey, but when I called the offense,
Twin
I
wide
knew it
receivers,
too.
once again, ball marked on the left hash. Here's Garrett to pass. He fires to the short side of the field. It's caught there across the 25-yard line. Is Cook. Pickup of 6.
Play by Jeffrey Hernandez for the Dons.
And it'll bring up a 3rd and 4 situation for the Reds. And twin receivers each way once again as Cedar's going to go right to the line without a huddle and pick up the play from the sideline. Garrett ready to go to work.
Coach Monk's calling the plays as he's wearing a different shirt so everybody can find him.
It's caught by White out to the left side. White will bring it out close to the 29-yard line, but it's going to be a yard and a half short of the first down, and that's going to bring up a 4th down situation, Cleve.
Yeah, in my opinion, that's a punting down. You've just barely stopped their momentum, and now you got to kick it away and field position because you don't want something bad to happen. I mean, you know, when you snap that ball, it's never. You know, if the pros teams keep a guy on the team just to snap the football, you know how important that is.
Clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter of play, under a half-minute left, 22 seconds and counting. And into punt is Hernandez. And there's the snap, rolling to his right and punting it downfield, rugby style. The ball will hit at about the 43 and roll all the way down to the 31-yard line. And that's where Spanish Fork will take over. 3.9 seconds remain in the quarter. So we're going to have one play, and then we'll switch sides, and we'll take her home here in the 4th quarter of play, all knotted up at 14 apiece.
And not a bad plan of attack where Edgar doesn't kick the ball all that well, standing still, to let him roll and kick it running where he kicks it just as far.
He's done
give a chance to get the coverage down.
Yep.
Nice job by the sophomore.
Yeah, limits your coverage, and he's done his job tonight.
Put the ball on the 32-yard line.
32-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Dons. 2 wide receivers to the short side of the field, and one up on the top of your screen. And here is the quarterback dart once again. The give off the right side. And to the 35-yard line goes number 45. That's Clay
Louis.
And a nice low tackle there by
Made by Brian White for the Reds.
Brian White, kind of reminiscent of when Jade Bullock played that middle linebacker position and hit everybody right at the knees.
So Clay Fellowi out to the 35-yard line. It's getting dark here, Cleve.
It's dark in
really
here.
Having a tough time reading my roster now. That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. As we enter the 4th and final quarter of play, we're all tied at 14. Back in a minute.
Utah is a place to connect with loved ones, and JRI can help you ensure that connection by protecting yourself, your family, and your assets. JRI Insurance is a team of insurance specialists dedicated to providing the best possible products, pricing, and services available, including great rates for families with teens. With locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, West Valley, and Cedar City, JRI is proud to represent Utah's insurance company, Bear River Mutual. Visit us at jriteam.com.
DDS, Meisner Construction, Mosdale Sanitation, Mountain American Credit Union, Mountain Eye Institute, Mountain View Veterinary, Mountain West Computers, On Stage Dance Studio, Precision Development Incorporated, Raleigh Stock Retro Fitness, Robert P. Pearson, Robert J. DeBride, Rocky Ridge Rock Incorporated, and Rolling Rubber. Our last play was a gain of 3 yards for the Dons. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7 yards to go.
"12 minutes on your State Bank scoreboard, and it's 14-14. And here is the give right up the middle to the 40, breaking loose close to the 45. They're going to call him down around the 43-yard line.
I think that kid runs as fast on his hands and knees and feet as he does on just his feet.
Fellowi once again with the carry, and it's good enough for a Cedar City Upholstery 1st down. That mark him down though at the 43-yard line.
With them changing their name, that Cedar City Upholstery 1st down, it kind of makes it tough when you're calling Spanish Fork a 1st down. I have to I talked to Curtis about maybe changing his name to help us out a little bit. Change it again from Messrs Upholstery to Bobby's Upholstery to Cedar City Upholstery.
1st and 10 for the Dons. 2 split out to the right, 1 to the left. And here's the snap and the give off the left side this time. Bowling forward across the 45-yard line to the 47-yard line this time.
And Thilowise
is number 28.
Thilowise, and he seems to be gaining confidence, Chris, as he continues to run the ball.
Yep, Tayson Reed, the ball carrier.
Is that who it was? That?
11 minutes left to go in the ball game. 14-14 on your State Bank scoreboard. And the fourth quarter of this ball game is brought to you by Midtown Tire and Auto. Regular service extends the life of your vehicle and gives you better performance and fuel efficiency. Manufacturer recommended maintenance with Midtown is the best way to avoid costly and inconvenient breakdowns. Look for the Big Tire on South Main Street. And they give right up the middle once again, and to the 50-yard line goes Reed this time.
And, you know, they seem at this time to just kind of be happy with 3-4 yards and see what they can get. Maybe wear the Reds down with
3 yards is all they need for another first down. The ball spotted right at the midfield stripe. And it's a 3rd down and 3 situation.
And 10:25 left in the fourth quarter in the game as it is.
Trips to the short side of the field for Spanish Fork, and a single wide receiver split out to the right. Dart, the quarterback, working out of the gun. And the give to the running back once again, popping to the outside, lowers his head, and he's got close to the first down. I'm going to have to hold my tongue there. I thought he had it. But that's Reed once again, the ball carrier, and we may have a measurement here.
And DeMille there on that tackle, along with...
They're going to handle the ball like it's not
Torres.
A first down, so they're going to call him short of the first down. And now that I look at it, he was a little less than a yard short. And it's going to be 4th and 1. And Spanish Fork eyes on the sideline, but they're going to go for it. Two wide receivers to the short side, one out to the far side of the field toward the Spanish Fork sideline. The give is to Reed right up the middle once again, and he's got a first down.
First down there by, they did a nice job. Maybe not so much of driving the Reds off the ball, but by definitely creating a hole there.
Tackle made by Matthew Villarreal for the Reds.
So Spanish Fork grinding away here with a 1st and 10 on the Cedar 45-yard line and just under 9 minutes left to go in this ball game. 14-14 on your State Bank scoreboard. It's been that kind of ball game, and this one's going to go down to the wire as the one last year did. Cedar coming away with a narrow victory at Spanish Fork. And here is Dart looking to pass. Fires it to the left side. It's caught by Olson, and he turns it upfield to pick up a good 8 yards on the play. Cade Olson with a nice reception and run after the catch.
Yeah, especially the run after the catch. The Cedar defenders were close to him, and he was able to give him a little shake and get by him.
Ball marked on the 37-yard line of Cedar. 2nd and 2 for the Dons. And the Dons will send twin wide receivers each way this time. The ball marked on the far hash, and the give right up the middle, and boy, he stacked up this time. Getting in there to get him was number 48, Savai Dotson, and making first contact, and he had some help.
Yeah, Savai Dotson, Matt Rowe, and Trey Payne there, and there was nowhere for that dive option to go.
Peyton Murray getting in on the action as well. 7.5 minutes remain in the ball game, 14-14. Spanish Fork with the ball, but a loss on that play that pushes them back to a 3rd and a long 4. The ball right on the 40-yard line of Cedar. 2 out to the right, 1 to the left. And here is the quarterback rolling to the right, looking downfield, fires, and it is incomplete. Getting in there to break up the play was Cook. Charlie Cook.
For number 83. Morley Bennett.
Yeah, big play there by Cook on a critical third down situation, and now it's 4th and 4.5.
You know, those Cook boys are really good football players on both sides of the ball, and this defense really follows their talents and suits them well.
The ball right at the 40. Spanish Fork has to get to the 40.5-yard line for a first down. And here's Dart, the quarterback, barking out the signals. 2 wide receivers split out to the wide side of the field to the right. Dart taking his time. And there's the snap, looking to throw. Fires across the middle, and it's intercepted by Torres. Intercepted by Torres out to the 35-yard line, knocked out of bounds at the 40. Braxton Torres with the pick, and Cedar brings that drive to an end.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays that if that ball's thrown 6 inches the other direction, it's a touchdown for Spanish Fork. Torres doing a nice job getting that ball and a better job running with the football for the Reds as they take over and look for a chance to pull ahead here.
They'll mark it at the 42-yard line. And Jaron Garrett and company take over with twin wide receivers each way. And here's the snap. And Garrett will keep it around the left side. 45 out across the 50 to the 48-yard line goes Jaron Garrett. Close to a first down. I think they're going to mark him a little bit short.
You know, and great blocking out there by Torres and White and Cook. That's the hardest place to block, is out there in space, and to hold on, you know, to get on a guy and maintain contact. That's a very difficult thing to ask a football player to do.
Cedar in Dawn territory at the 48-yard line, and it's 2nd and short. Jaron Garrett will once again send 2 wide receivers each side. The running back is Seth Brinkerhoff to the right of Garrett, and here's Garrett looking to throw. Fires, it's caught, hit immediately, but it's enough for the first down. That's Jack Cook with the reception. About a 3-yard pickup, and that's enough. Jack knew what he had to get. He caught the ball, was hit, and just went straight down. 6 minutes left to go in this ball game. 14-14 tie here on opening night at Cedar High School. And Cedar with a new set of downs on your Cedar City upholstery. First down. Same formation. The ball marked on the left hash, and the fake to Brinkerhoff, and here is the throw downfield, incomplete, and a penalty flag comes in. It's going to be pass interference on the Dons.
It is, and you know, it was one of those passes.
Ball thrown a little short.
That
the receiver came back to get it, and that's where the collision occurred.
Yeah, when the receiver can see the ball and he slows down, and there's not such thing as face guarding anymore, and so the defender doesn't even have to watch for the football, and the underthrown pass created the 15-yard gain for the Reds.
That's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. The ball moves from the 46 to the 31-yard line.
Okay, so Cedar with the ball and a fresh set of downs on the Spanish Fork 31-yard line.
5:37 left in the game.
And here is Jaron Garrett looking at the sideline once again. And a man in motion is Jack Cook. The give is to Cook on the jet sweep. He'll turn it up. 25-yard line inside the 25 to the 24. Pickup of good 7 yards on that play.
65 for the
Jack with a wiry run there and a pretty good result.
You know, and a nice run, just doesn't quite have that next gear that Colby Meek had last year, running that same play for the Reds.
So it'll be 2nd and 3 for the Reds, and the ball spotted just inside the 25-yard line at the 24. 5:03 left to go. The clock running, of course. And here's Garrett rolling out to the left, away from pressure, looking downfield, plants, and he's not going to be able to get it away. It's going to be a loss of 4 or 5 yards on the play. Getting in there to get him was number 87, and that's Isaac Solis.
And he causing the pressure, and then number 7 looks like he was finishing a low-level single there to bring Jaron down. And Jaron wisely went down, helped him go down so he didn't get hurt, as the Reds have to call timeout to get somebody off the field.
Timeout call brought to you by Color Country Pediatrics. We'll be back in a minute. 14-14 here at Cedar High with 4:22 left in the ballgame.
Utah is a place to connect with loved ones, and JRI can help you ensure that connection by protecting yourself, your family, and your assets. JRI Insurance is a team of insurance specialists dedicated to providing the best possible products, pricing, and services available, including great rates for families with teens. With locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, West Valley, and Cedar City, JRI is proud to represent Utah's insurance company, Bear River Mutual. Visit us at jriteam.com.
Chris Holmes and Cleve Weaver back at Cedar High School, 4:28. I misread that, 4:22 before the break. It's 4:28 left in the ball game. 14-14, Cedar with possession of the ball. 3rd and 6 for the Reds. And the ball marked on the left hash. Cedar will send 2 wide receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. And the tight end lined up to the right. Trey Payne. Jaron Garrett, the quarterback. The running back is Seth Brinkerhoff to the right. Here's the snap. And the pass across the middle, caught by Payne. That's got the first down inside the 20. Payne goes down at about the 18. Nice, strong catch and
nice big kid.
Struggle to keep that yardage.
6'2", 6'3", about 190. Wrestled and played basketball last year.
Yep.
That happens when your dad's the wrestling coach and your cousin's the basketball coach. They don't mind fighting over you.
So that does move the sticks on your Cedar City Upholstery first down. See Cedar City Upholstery for automotive and home furniture, ATV, boat and equipment, seats, sewing and repairs. Formerly Bobby's Upholstery, new name, same great people and service at 454 North Main Street in Cedar City.
Canyon View, I'm going to call it a win at 33-6 in the 3rd quarter.
Okay, 33-6 Canyon View over Payson. Here's the snap to Garrett, keeping over the left side. He's got the 15 to the 10, lowers his head and will be knocked out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Jaron Garrett. And that'll be another first down. It'll be a 1st and goal situation for the Reds.
And just the kind of leadership you like to have. A kid who's confident in his own abilities and not afraid to make contact. Just an all-around, quiet, well-spoken child.
Jaron Garrett, now a senior and a 3-year starter for the Reds. 3:49 remains in the ball game. Cedar looking to punch it in here and take the lead, and then the defense has got a hold against a very determined Spanish Fork squad. A squad that can put the ball up in the air, and they've got some great targets as well as some strong backs as well. Here's Garrett, fires it into the end zone, and just something happened there. Colby White
went in when Garrett thought he was going out.
And Garrett
brings up 2nd down.
Passed the ball over into the corner. So incomplete, 2nd and goal, with the ball at the 8-yard line. Let's go ahead and give you the look ahead, brought to you by Pioneer Flooring and Design Center. If flooring is in your future, drop by Pioneer Flooring and Design Center for design and product ideas. Huge selection and great pricing. Pioneer Flooring and Design in the Providence Center next to Wingers. And Cedar, of course, next week will be here on this field against Juab before taking a trip to Taylorsville the following week. Here's the pass into the end zone. Close. It was not into the end zone. It was short of the end zone, and it was caught at the 1-yard line by Colby White. I misspoke there.
Well,
Colby had to come back and get that ball.
He was in the end zone. He just didn't catch it in the end zone.
And his momentum coming back to catch the ball carried him out of the end zone to the 1. And it'll be 3rd and goal from, they're going to call it the 2-yard line, it looks like. 3:16 and counting. 14-14 tie. Cedar looking to take the lead. Here's the snap and the give, and Seth Brinkerhoff is going to lose a couple of yards on the play. It's all the way back to the 4 now. So sniffed out well by the Dons.
Well,
and give Spanish Fork credit there.
Yeah, and the Reds send their PAT, their field goal team, in here to see if they can kick a 3-pointer and pull ahead.
It's going to be Hernandez. The ball will be placed down at the 10, making it a 20-yard field goal on your Webster's Orthodontics straight shooting field goal try. For child or adult orthodontic care, Dr. Webster and staff are here to set you straight and leave you with a beautiful, confident smile. Webster's Orthodontics, 415 North Main Street. There's the kick, and boy, was that a confident kick. And they're going to say it's off to the right. It looked good to me, but we're at a weird angle up here, so the score remains 14-14. I was ready to give him credit, but with 2:25 left to go.
He was confident. You had that
he
right.
He nailed it.
He hit it hard and he hit it right, but it just didn't.
But it drifted off to the right. No good. Spanish Fork will take over. We'll be back in, well, we're going to keep it right here as Spanish Fork will get the ball at the 20. And now the Dons will have a chance for a go-ahead score. 14-14. Boy, that ball looked good.
It did. But then again, we're looking through a light pole and windows. So, you know, I'm going to make some excuses for us.
The Dons take over at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 wide receivers split each way, and they give right up the middle, but caught in the backfield and hogtied is number 45. That's Feluai.
You know, the quarterback there, that was a low snap. He almost was on his knee when he caught that, and shortly after he handed it off, he most certainly was on his knee.
Loss of a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Dons. And, you know, as I mentioned, Cleve, growing up in Springville, of course, Spanish Fork back then was the #1 rivalry. But it's like Cedar and Canyon View here. Half the Springville kids end up marrying Spanish Fork girls and vice versa.
Well, you can't go with a girl and marry her. That's kind of like marrying your cousin.
And the pass incomplete, intended for number 35. That's Turagavu. And it'll remain 11 yards to go for the first down. 3rd down now.
I think we're going to see overtime, Chris.
That could be. Bonus football here on opening night would be something else. 1:45 remains in this ball game.
Kind of a quick game at just barely 9:15.
Yeah. Spanish Fork lines up, trips out to the left. And here is the quarterback. Dart will bring a man a little closer in. He's rolling out to his left, looking downfield, fires, and it is nearly intercepted. Colby White had it in his hands.
Well, if is that Cook over there with him?
Charlie Cook along with him. Yeah, Charlie wanted a piece of that too.
Charlie wanted it, and he wanted it, and maybe that's why we didn't get it, but we definitely had as good a shot as they did.
Cedar will have a little bit of time to work with as Spanish Fork is going to have to punt the ball away. Cedar with a great opportunity. Just couldn't punch it in. Jack Cook is going to settle back on his own 40-yard line. And it's going to be Stevenson to punt the ball away at his own 5. Good snap and a good punt. It's going to be taken by Cook at the 42 to the 50, 45. Inside the 40, knocked out of bounds, close to the 35-yard line, and that puts Cedar in some pretty good position.
We got a flag on the far side, downfield a little bit from where the line of scrimmage was.
There's a red piece of debris out here that I was mistaken for a flag for a moment, but this one is all the way over to the far sideline.
I think
right at the 35-yard line.
I think football cleats, the same color as flags, should be
It's a sideline warning against Spanish Fork.
He must have ran into somebody over there.
And that would explain it. There's going to be no mark-off. It's just a warning. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Reds at the Spanish Fork 35-yard line. They got 1:26 to work with. Our thanks to JRI Insurance for providing the video stream tonight on the JRI Game of the Week. And we'll wrap it up here. But we're looking for Cedar with the go-ahead score here. The give off the right side, and the ball carrier inside the 35-yard line to the 32 is Seth Brinkerhoff. Not a bad pickup.
No.
3 yards on the play.
But we've got to get a little closer to the end zone than this, either for another field goal attempt or a touchdown.
With the clock winding down and 1 minute exactly left to go in this ball game. Twin receivers each side. And here's the snap to Garrett. Back to pass. Rolling to his right. Fires it up in the air, and a penalty flag comes in the end zone. Braxton Torres, Colby White, both there. Charlie Cook came in late, and it's going to go against the Dons.
You know, and I think if Garrett throws that one, it's out of the end zone. I think he just lays it up in the end zone and hopes his guys get it, and we get a pass interference call.
Which is exactly what happened. It's going to be a 15-yard mark-off. 1st down for the Reds. They'll mark the ball at the 17-yard line. And the Reds go back to work with 47.1 seconds left to go in this ball game. What a ball game here on opening night at Cedar High School as the Dons and the Reds do battle. 2 wide receivers each way once again for Cedar, and here is Garrett with the snap. Looking to throw, fires across the middle, in and out of the hands of Cook. So Cook a little too anxious to run with it and drop the ball. And that'll be a 2nd and 10 situation for the Reds with 43.5 seconds. Good thing it didn't take a lot of time off the clock if you're looking for the bright side.
The bright side, yes. You know, and Cook out there with 4 defenders, he was going to get hit the second he caught the ball. Maybe he heard too many people around. He was looking for a place.
That could have been as well. Same formation. Brinkerhoff to the left of Garrett this time, and the give is to Brinkerhoff up the middle. He hits the hole fast. He's across inside the 10-yard line, inside the 5-yard line. We'll see where they mark him. It might be
about the 4.
About the 4, it looks like. Looking at the far side of the field to the line judge, it's going to be the 4-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal for Cedar. And now we find out what these Cedar Reds are made of. And a timeout is going to be called. We're going to take it as well. 37 seconds left to go. And your Color Country Pediatrics timeout. 60-second break. We'll be back with the conclusion of this game.
Utah is a place to connect with loved ones, and JRI can help you ensure that connection by protecting yourself, your family, and your assets. JRI Insurance is a team of insurance specialists dedicated to providing the best possible products, pricing, and services available, including great rates for families with teens. With locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, West Valley, and Cedar City. JRI is proud to represent Utah's insurance company, Bear River Mutual. Visit us at jriteam.com.
37.1 seconds remain in this ball game. 1st and goal for the Reds at the Spanish Fork 4-yard line. 2 running back set with Ben Ellis in and Seth Brinkerhoff, the trailing back, and the give is to Seth. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to lose a yard or 2 on the play. Forward progress will probably give him the 5. Nope, they're going to mark him at the 6. That's going to be a loss of 2 yards, Cleve.
A loss of 2 yards and a couple downs right here, but you know we're starting to run
give the
out of
Dons
time.
credit on that one. Another timeout call, but we're going to keep it right here. And we can tell you that our video stream partners, JRI Insurance, your hometown partners for auto, home, and business coverage, committed to providing you with the very best products, the very best price, the very best service, located in the Providence Center here in Cedar City. Also locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, and West Valley City. And the Reds found it hard going there. Give the Dons credit for reading that play and getting the penetration off the line of scrimmage. 14-14 tie here with 29.5 seconds left to go in this ball game. And now it's 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line, a loss of 2 for the Reds. And Jaron Garrett and company come to the line once again. Garrett with the snap, rolling to his right, eludes one tackler. He's going to tuck it away, lower his head. He'll get to the 3-yard line. The clock is going to continue to run, however.
And I think the Reds better take a timeout right
and
here.
the Reds need to have a timeout. 16.2 seconds left to go, and the timeout is called, stopping the clock. 14-14, your State Bank score.
Timeout called by Spanish Fork.
And Canyon View, is it official yet?
They scored again. That I do know.
Going up against Payson on the north end of town.
40-13.
40-13 on your Rocky Ridge Landscape Rock Region Roundup. Payson Lions come to town. Another Wasatch Front school that I saw a lot of growing up in Springville.
Well, in Springville 25, Dixie 22.
Okay, so the Red Devils taking the lead in St. George. That game being broadcast on our sister station KDXU 890. 94.9 in the St. George area. 94.9 in the Cedar area will, of course, give you the Canyon View Falcons on New Country, 10 in a row. And Canyon View looking for the win. Here is the gift to Brinkerhoff, and he's caught in the backfield and dropped for a loss once again. Getting through to get him is number 7. Great penetration by Morgan Mulestein.
At the 6-yard line.
That'll bring up 4th down, and with 8 seconds left in the game, this will be the last play.
So it's going to be, I'm guessing, a field goal try.
I would.
Let's see if Mr. Hernandez can straighten it out this time. Well, maybe not. Timeout called. We're going to keep it right here with 8.5 seconds left to go in the ball game.
Crimson Cliffs 14, Manti 7 in the 3rd quarter is our last score. Juab 33, Parowan 14, Canyon View 40, Payson 13.
So it'll be Hernandez back out on the field.
Another chance to be the hero.
Another opportunity to straighten this one out on your Webster's Orthodontic straight shooting field goal try. It's going to be Colby White to set the ball down at about the 12-yard line, 22-yard try. And Hernandez can be the hero for Cedar with 8.5 seconds left to go in this ball game. And now Spanish Fork is going to call a timeout and let him think about it.
Yep, good call with him being a sophomore.
We will take a 60-second break and be back with the conclusion of this ball game. .22-yard try for Hernandez. The ball is down and the kick is blocked. And it's going to be picked up by Spanish Fork and fumbled there, but that's going to be, well, 1.4 seconds left to go in this ball game. And Spanish Fork defense just came through in this fourth quarter.
Really did a nice job denying the Reds twice. When they were at the 1, you know, sometimes you always just would hope that they could go under center and just run a quarterback sneak.
29-yard line.
The ball will be at the 29-yard line. 1.4 seconds left to go. We'll see how the Dons play this thing, but it looks like we're headed for overtime.
I think you put quads one side, throw it as far and deep as you can, and hope that we bat it around. They hope they bat it around to themselves. That's what I'd do if I was on offense. Defense.
Perhaps get a penalty, and then you'll have another play to run further down the field.
Yep.
Let's see. It is Dart in at quarterback. And 2 wide receivers out to the left, and he's just going to take a knee, and we're going to go to overtime. Free football here on opening night at Cedar High School. We'll move to the overtime period after this 2-minute break. No, Chris Holmes and Cleve Weaver back at Cedar High School. No indication from the referee, but the body language tells me that Spanish Fork won the toss.
You know, and sometimes when you're right here at this point, it's hard to decide whether you want the ball or you want to be on defense.
Spanish Fork certainly with the momentum at this point in the ball game as we enter the extra period. And they'll each have an opportunity here.
Followed by an untimed offensive possession by Cedar.
The ball will be laid down at the 25-yard line. Cedar got the option to choose which side of the field the plays would be run. And the south side of the field has been luckier for Cedar.
They have done much better going into that end zone than they did into
so
the north end
Garrett
zone.
chose to head south. But it's going to be Spanish Fork with the first possession, twin receivers each way. And the quarterback Dart with a running back to his right. And the Dons go to work. The give right up the middle to the running back. Plenty of room to run. He's going to get all the way inside the 5. Excuse me, inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Little counter tray as they pulled their right side to their left side.
The ball carrier.
Ran over the top of us.
They'll mark it at the 9. But what a play for the Dons right out of the gate. 2 out to the right, 1 to the left this time. And Reed, once again, the running back to the right of Dart. Here's the snap, fumbled, and Reed's just going to have to fall on it. It's a loss of a yard or so on the play.
That could have been big for the Reds right there, especially given how that first play went for us.
2nd down for the Dons, and the ball is at the 11-yard line now.
It will be 2nd down and goal from the 11.
And the Dons come to the line once again. The ball marked at the left hash. 2 wide receivers over at the short side of the field to the left. 1 way out to the right, which is the wide side of the field. And here is Zach Dart directing traffic. Now coming out into the slot. And they give right up the middle once again inside the 5, banging all the way into the end zone for the touchdown is Reed.
Touchdown Spanish Fork.
Need to tack on the extra point here and make it so at least the decisions more difficult for the Reds.
So Spanish Fork with the score from the 11-yard line, Reed, and now it will be Stevenson to kick the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. 21-14, Spanish Fork. Pretty decisive on its first possession. We'll take a 1-minute break, and it'll be the Reds' turn coming up.
Cedar Reds 14. Cedar's turn. For possession of the football, starting at the 25-yard line.
First down for the Reds, and before the snap of the ball, the whistle blows. And it's going to be an illegal procedure, so right out of the gate for the Reds, a miscue.
You know, and even though the rules are supposed to be the same, you got to wonder how, you know, they were enforced at their school and how much time they were allowed compared to how much time our kids were allowed. This is going to be a test of their mental attitude right here.
From the 30-yard line now, first down, and the snap to Garrett, looking to pass, fires to the left side. It's caught by Torres. He'll head it upfield, get to the 21-yard line.
Nice gain by Torres. Can't help but point out that had we not had the penalty, that had been a first down.
It would have been, and it's a 10-yard pickup. 2nd and 5 for the Reds, and the ball laid down on the 20-yard line. Ball marked on the far hash. 2 wide receivers to the short side of the field, 2 to the wide side. There's the snap and the give to Brinkerhoff up the middle. And Brinkerhoff will pick up a couple of yards on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 3, about 2.5 yards.
You know, in the way Spanish Fork has played defense this second half, they shouldn't be one bit concerned. They've proven twice that they can hold the Reds out of the end zone.
Yeah, and you almost wonder if the best chance for the Reds is to keep the field wide and score from 20 yards out rather than get down to the 4 or 5 yard line.
Yep.
Spanish Fork is going to have to call a timeout as they had an extra player on the field. So on 3rd and 2.5 yards to go,
Once again, ladies and gentlemen,
We'll take a 1-minute break and be back with more here at Cedar High School. 21-14, Spanish Fork leads after their first turn here in overtime.
Please maintain social distancing. Please wear your masks so our student athletes can wear their uniforms.
Spanish Fork is drawn offside, and that is going to give Cedar a first down.
I think now that Spanish Fork has them right where they want them.
deep in their own territory.
Deep in their own territory. That's where they played the best tonight, no doubt.
That is absolutely true.
Moves the ball up to the 12-yard line.
As you've mentioned, not once but twice here in the fourth quarter.
And
we are headed to the south. That's the lucky side for the Reds, if that means anything.
Yep.
Here's Jaron Garrett with two wide receivers split each way. Brinkerhoff, the running back, to his left. Here's the snap. Garrett to throw. Fires across the middle. Got a man wide open. Caught! Touchdown! Colby White had to stretch out for it. A diving catch by Colby White. And now the all-important extra point that will send us into double overtime or send the Dons away with the victory.
And the last two kicks, wide right, blocked.
Yep. And not much different in terms of length from an extra point. Here's your Webster's Orthodontics extra point try. It's going to be Hernandez. Colby White to set the ball down at the 8-yard line. Here's the snap. The kick is up. It is good, and we are tied at 21. We're moving on to the second overtime after this 1-minute break.
Utah is a place to connect with loved ones, and JRI can help you ensure that connection by protecting yourself, your family, and your assets. JRI Insurance is a team of insurance specialists dedicated to providing the best possible products, pricing, and services available, including great rates for families with teens. With locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, West Valley, and Cedar City, JRI is proud to represent Utah's insurance company, Bear River Mutual. Visit us at jriteam.com.
Cedar starting out this time, and Garrett scrambling. He'll fire it over to the left side. It's incomplete.
And Jaron doing a nice job of not getting sacked right there, feeling the pressure, stepping up in, throwing on the run and off the wrong foot, and no harm in just throwing it in the ground there a little bit.
2nd and 10 for the Reds with the ball at the 25-yard line once again. So Cedar getting first crack at it here in the second overtime. We're tied at 21. No time on the clock, of course. But your State Bank scoreboard reads 21 all here after the first overtime. Here's Garrett. With a give on the jet to Torres, he'll turn it upfield inside the 25, up close to the 21-yard line, pick up of 4 yards or so.
Just shy of the 20-yard line. Tackle made by McKay Peary and Morgan Muhlstein.
Nice run there by Torres. Couldn't quite make the edge.
21-21 is your score here in the second overtime, Cedar High School. Cedar with a couple of good chances to win this ball game, but they were turned back by a very determined Spanish Fork defense both times. Garrett rolling out to his right this time, fires it. It's caught, turning it upfield. is Cook, I believe, Jack Cook. He'll get the ball to the 10-yard line. That's good enough for a first down. We'll see if it's just inside the 10 or just outside the 10 before we call it first and goal or first and 10. It'll be the 11-yard line is where they're going to mark it. So it'll be first and 10. Cedar can get a first down without scoring. The ball is marked on the right hash. Twin wide receivers each way. And Garrett looking over toward the line for the signals. The running back is Brinkerhoff. He'll move from the left side over to the right side of Garrett now. And here is Garrett looking to pitch to Brinkerhoff. He lowers his head, gets to the 9-yard line, pickup of just 2 yards, I should say, from the 11 to the 9. This defense has been very stingy with Seth Brinkerhoff in the second half of this ball game.
More so in the red zone than they have out, in the middle of the field. But they know who's getting the ball. He runs well, and they should know who's getting the ball.
And another timeout is going to be called, brought to you by Color Country Pediatrics. Hey, when your child is sick, Color Country is here to help with 3 board-certified physicians, an excellent physician's assistant, and a very competent and friendly corps of nurses at 55 East Canyon Commercial Avenue. Back in 1 minute, 21-21 here in double overtime. Who's that?
Where at?
Back at Cedar High School, Chris Holmes and Cleve Weaver on your home for Cedar High Sports, 107.7 590 KSUB. Also coming to you on the video stream, the JRI Insurance Game of the Week, and has it been a game of the week? Double overtime now, 21-21, Jaron Garrett and the Reds with the ball at the 9-yard line on a 2nd and 8. Looking for the go-ahead score here in double overtime. Garrett to pass, steps up in the pocket, fires, he's got it. Touchdown. Jack Cook once again gets the ball at about the 2, and just a great route there by Jack. He had him fooled. Just a well-executed play, and Jack was all alone.
Very well-executed play and a nice throw. Jaron's one of those kids that can. There's kids that can throw a football, and there are kids that can pass a football, and he can pass a football. He can throw it hard. He can throw it
and
deep.
Stepping up in the pocket.
Just set it in there gentle.
Defense all around him, and he put it right on the money. It's going to be Hernandez to kick the extra point. The kick is up. It is good. 28-21, and now Spanish Fork gets a shot.
Reds 28, Spanish Fork Dons 21.
Do you think they'll run a dive up the middle?
That could be.
I think they might.
That's done good for them.
That has been a play that they have executed very well.
So Jaron Garrett to Jack Cook from 9 yards out on your Hermes Drive-In scoring drive summary. And then the extra point kick by Hernandez is perfect. And now Spanish Fork will line up at the 25-yard line, and a chance for the Cedar defense here to be the hero.
Fumble and done. And I'm kind of hungry, so I wouldn't mind if they just dropped it on the ground and we landed on it right here.
The quarterback rolling out to the left, firing downfield, and it's caught at the 1-yard line.
That is a fantastic
Coming back for the catch was number 83, And that is Morley Bennett. He's already got a touchdown reception under his belt. That takes the ball all the way down to the 1 yard line. What an incredible. It was short. The throw was short. He came back through the defender to catch the ball and went to his knees at the 1. So Spanish Fork just going to bang it in from here. And we go to a third overtime. Dinner is waiting at home, Cleve.
I don't know if we go to a third overtime or if they'll go for 2.
That may very well be. Here are the Dons from the 1, and the give is to the running back. It's going to be a loss. Reed with the handoff, and he's hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss all the way back at the 5. Who got in there to get him so quick?
That's Peyton Murray, number 4.
Peyton Murray.
Your problem's you're watching the game and I'm watching the monitor.
I said the 5. It's going to be, they're going to give him forward progress almost to the 3 yard line. So Spanish Fork, 2nd and goal at the 3 now, with 2 wide receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. And here we go. Looking to throw, and in the grass, fires into the end zone. It's intercepted. It's intercepted. The Reds have won. Intercepted by Charlie Cook, and the Reds have won it. Zach Dart fired it into the end zone. But Charlie Cook jumped the route and came up with the game-winning interception. Cedar wins it 28-21. What a ball game.
You know, those uniforms are a lot more red in person than they are purple on the monitor.
So, a dramatic ending.
Red's the winner in double overtime.
The Reds the winner in double overtime here at Cedar High School. And we'll give you the post-game wrap. The post-game wrap is brought to you by JRI Insurance, your hometown partners for auto, home, and business coverage, committed to providing you with the very best products at the very best prices with the very best service. Located in the Providence Center here in Cedar City, also in Payson, Saratoga Springs, and West Valley. Post-game wrap also brought to you by 5 Buck Pizza, dine-in, takeout, or delivery, now with 2 Cedar City locations to serve you in the Providence Center and also on North Main Street. And the post-game wrap brought to you by Brad's Food Hut. With a menu to please everyone, it's Cedar City's favorite place to hang out. They're on North Main, right across the street from Frontier Homestead State Park. 28-21 the final score, and the folks are celebrating here at Cedar High School. In double overtime, the Reds come away with the opening night win over Spanish Fork. We'll take a 2-minute break, 3-minute break we'll call it, and we'll be back to wrap things up here at Cedar High.
Utah is a place to connect with loved ones, and JRI can help you ensure that connection by protecting yourself, your family, and your assets. JRI Insurance is a team of insurance specialists dedicated to providing the best possible products, pricing, and services available, including great rates for families with teens. With locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, West Valley, and Cedar City, JRI is proud to represent Utah's insurance company, Bear River Mutual. Visit us at jriteam.com. Utah is a place to connect with loved ones, and JRI can help you ensure that connection by protecting yourself, your family, and your assets. JRI Insurance is a team of insurance specialists dedicated to providing the best possible products, pricing, and services available, including great rates for families with teens. With locations in Payson, Saratoga Springs, West Valley, and Cedar City, JRI is proud to represent Utah's insurance company, Bear River Mutual. Visit us at jriteam.com.